That wind is relentless. Jesus.
This other one's not moving. That's kind of odd. Because I reckon you're going to cop it in the face. Like,
Yeah, I'll catch it. We've got someone already with fake toss news in the chat.
so, welcome back to the Czech Republic for the Central Europe Cup 2022. Very interesting game coming up here between Luxembourg and the host Czech Republic. And Luxembourg won the toss and they elected to, actually the Czech Republic won the toss and elected to bowl first. No, that's not right. It is Luxembourg that won the toss and elected to bat. So ignore the chat. But it'll be a very evenly matched contest here. Luxembourg, they lost their game against Austria early on today. Quite a convincing win for Austria. And I want to make up for that with a win against the Czech Republic. But the Czech Republic got a very good team. They're fielding a few debutants as well. And joining the commentary tent by filthy Phil Gowers. Phil.
Danny, wonderful to be back. Game 2, day 1, Czech Republic versus Luxembourg. Local boys taking on the guys from Luxembourg. The team from Luxembourg, I should say. I get told off for calling them the guys all the time.
You're always talking about guys.
I always about the guys. Careful how you phrase that. But yep, now the team from Luxembourg taking on the local team here, and we're looking forward to this. Should be a great game. Luxembourg looking to bounce back from a loss which you'd probably have to say was on the cards for pretty much most of the second innings after, say, about the second or third over. Luxembourg struggled a little bit with their bowling in those mid-overs, and the Austrian batsmen took it away from them. Well, we'll see what happens now. Lux won the toss, as Danny said, quite correctly. They won the toss, they're going to bat first. And this is going to be hopefully not a carbon copy of what they did against Austria. They'll be looking to make a probably better start, looking to make a few more runs and set a target, which will be a little bit more difficult for the Czech boys to chase.
Yeah, look, Tim Barker missed out in the last game. I think he'll get a few this time. James Barker always scores runs against the Czech Republic as well. So, and as does Just Miss, the skipper. They'll look to get a score of about around 150 or so. Well, Luxembourg, anything less than that, I think the Czechs will chase down. There's a very strong batting team with the Czechs. They've had a couple of good inclusions. Finally, Ushan Gunatalaika, the wicketkeeper, is in the squad and will make his debut. Very, very good keeper is Ushan. And also another very interesting inclusion, Sonny Clefane, who lives in England. His mother's Czech. He has a Czech passport, and he's making his debut as well. A tall leg spinner who plays in Sussex in England. So it's a very interesting side, and I have to wait a little bit for the debut of the other inclusion in this side, Tripaturi Kanya, who's a very awkward bowler, who's not playing this game. I'm sure we'll see it tomorrow though. If you're picking up a bit of wind, it's because it's windy here in Prague.
It certainly is.
Tents down, and Venky's there holding the monitor down. So I can see in front of me there's a whole heap of couscous from lunch that's going to fly in my face in a minute.
I kind of wish that the chat could see what we've got, the conditions we've got right now, because the wind has really severely picked up. But not only that, it's spun around and now it's coming directly at us across the ground. And Danny's quite right. There's about 10 or 12 pots of couscous full right in front of him, just waiting to fly. Venky's holding one screen, and there's another screen right in front of me that it could take off, and seriously, it's such a big screen, it could take out a city block. So you know it's going to do some damage. Just again, repeating, it will be aimed at me, so I'll be there protecting the city block behind me. So just again, repeating the toss news, Luxembourg won the toss and have elected to bat. Still a few people in the chat asking about the toss news. There it is, in stone. Let's move on. The game's going to start pretty soon, but before we get started... No, we're not going to do that.
There's a couple of additions to the Luxembourg team as well.
Oh, we do have a couple of additions, yes. We have... Who's in? We've got... is it Ashamam who's come into the side?
It is.
Wearing shirt number 9, and unfortunately Mohit Dixit, who we felt was one of the better bowlers of the Luxembourg team in game number 1, he will be sitting this one out.
Yeah, that's a little unfortunate for him. Also, Pankaj Malev is in.
Pankaj Malev is in, and I can't see who we've left out for this one in his replacement.
12,
Who's 12th man? Oh, we don't have a 12th man listed, that's why. We will see who that is. Who's carrying the orange juice? Keanu Nolan, g'day mate. Nice of you to drop in and say hello to us. Thanks for looking after the chat for us. Everyone in the chat.
In Sydney, Phil.
It's about 3 o'clock in the morning, Saturday morning, Sydney time. Keanu, tell me if I'm right or wrong. I'm just guessing there. It's probably not.
I like your dedication, Keanu.
He said, Danny, Phil, is all the changes for Czech Republic to give a chance for the guys a chance in the lead up to the qualifiers?
Yes. Look, the qualifiers are coming up in a couple of weeks. There's another player who'll come into that. It would be Fahad, who'll come into the Czech squad. But mainly, yeah, to try out players. I know that Ushan was only on the verge of qualification and is now qualified, and so they'll have 2 good keepers in the squad in Ushan and also Vinor.
Vinor, yep.
And so it's a very solid squad, and with Sonny Clefane coming in as well, it adds another spin option to back up Navid Ahmed, and also the part-timer of Aaron Ashkan, who bowls some nice off spin, but it just gives a bit of variation. Tree coming in as well. He's a very unorthodox bowler, and with Ushan behind the stumps, I think there could be a bit of success there. They've played with each other for many years, in the same team for many years down in Vinor.
Yeah, and just adding to Keanu's point and to Danny's point about that. Look, I don't know if they'll be using this tournament as an opportunity to have a look at guys before the qualifiers. Maybe they are. Maybe all 3 teams doing it, because all 3 teams will be playing each other in less than 3 weeks' time.
No, actually, they're in different groups, I think, Phil.
Lux and Austria are together.
Lux and Austria, but the Czechs are in a different group as well.
Oh, well, they're a different group into themselves, aren't they?
They've got some interesting opposition to the Czechs up in the qualifiers. I know France and Norway are a couple of the teams that they have to play, and Estonia. So there's another team as well. I'm not quite sure at the moment. But
just a quick one to the people who keep asking about the toss news. We'll say it again. Luxembourg won the toss and elected to bat. There it is. And hopefully not too many more people did ask us that question. It's there in the chat. Luxembourg won the toss, elected to bat. And Keanu, thanks for letting me know it's 11 p.m. on a Friday night.
It's only 11 p.m?
It's only 11 p.m. in Sydney.
Wow, okay.
2005. No, Sydney is not that backward. Lovely place to visit. Wouldn't want to live there. Give us a wave, Keanu. Tell us you're doing well, mate. And everyone else in the chat, please say hello to Danny and myself. Obviously, we'd like to say hello back to you if we can. We're a few minutes away from starting here now. The umpires are almost in their starting positions. If this was athletics, I'd say they're on the blocks.
Okay, we apologise about the wind. We've got Dan Casey, the tournament organiser, on the case to see if he can reduce this wind somehow. Might have to stand at the end of the field and block it for a while. He's a big man. He's Dan Casey.
He can block out the sun. He can lift up tents. There's not much he can't do.
Except for tie his shoelaces.
Well, he's got Shobit for that.
Oh yeah.
Where is Shobit? Where is Shobit? I'm looking on the ground for him. I can't see him. Give me Shobit every reason to really go at me for those short man comments. I'm a short person myself, so I need to be cautious of that. Umpires are striding out to the middle as I monologue here, which means the teams will be ready to head out any minute now as well.
No, Phil. Keanu's made a point right at the end about Melbourne being better than Sydney.
Yeah, Keanu, I knew you'd been to Melbourne. I was very glad you went and visited, and I'm glad to see you had a really good time there as well, mate. Good raps from my hometown.
Yeah,
And
good place, Melbourne.
it's not a bad place though. And you know, all due respect to Sydney, you guys have got the bridge and the harbour. It's a lovely part of the world.
It is. It is, absolutely.
And the boys from Czech Republic are marching out, as now are the two opening batsmen for Luxembourg.
Yeah, it's unchanged at the top. It'll be Tim Barker and also
And Girish.
Girish, who batted well. Didn't really time the ball that well, but you can see that there's a player there. He just couldn't quite get his timing on this pitch, which is plays a little bit differently to other pitches around. So I'm sure it'll be the more the tournament goes off, the more fluent Girish's batting will be.
Yes. Yeah, I mean, yeah, he looked a bit out of sorts, but you know, he had a few flashes where you could see why he's in the top order.
It was timing more than anything, and as I said, on this pitch, sometimes it just takes a while. You saw last year with Mark Simpson Parker, who was not batting well at all throughout the tournament, and then came out and smashed the Czech Republic everywhere in the last game.
That last game, he one man army obliterated the Czech national team, hands down. We should also quickly mention Tim Barker, who'll be facing the first delivery. He'll be looking to make amends for his first innings. I don't want to call it debacle, that's really harsh, but he didn't do enough in the first match at all, so he'll be looking to make amends for that now in this innings.
Well, he got out in the first over, Phil. Got clean bowled.
That's what I mean. He didn't do very much. He did a lot for Russia. He didn't do much for his own team, though.
So the opening bowler for the Czech Republic will be Samira Batagrenka. He gets a lot of swing. This ball I think will move quite a bit in the air, but it's going to move away from the into the left-hander. He's going to bowl around the wicket. I think it would be wise to put somebody down a fine leg for him, because that's where it's going to go, I think, more than likely. He does spray them a bit sometimes. It'll be Sajid Bhuyan who'll get down there.
Well, we do have a fine leg down there.
Well, it's a left-hander, Phil, so there is a fine leg that is just in the circle.
Barker was fooling me there. He was standing on the wrong side. Well, in that case, I'm glad we got someone down there anyway, because yeah, that wind is coming across ever so slightly left to right as you're looking at it on the screen, but it's quite strong and it's gusting. So it will push the ball away from the left-hander. I think Denny needs a windsock. He's not sure about what I'm talking about.
Yeah, no, it's fine. It's fine. It's all good.
Well, we'll see. We're also keeping an eye on that sight screen down the back there. It's moving just a little bit. I think we're almost set to go. I'm just waiting for the big hand to reach the 12.
Neeraj is a spinner. Giresh. Should be getting a bit of outswing to the right-hander. Samira bowls a decent pace, just a short run. Then again, stab down the gully, no run there. The big man, Sudesh. We'll see with the ball a little bit later, no doubt. And nice, solid start here from both teams. No boundaries yet. A few runs coming from the bat there. I think they might take the bails off. I saw the stumps go down earlier, so it doesn't happen very often. But these bails, don't know if they'll stay on. It is very, very windy here.
Yeah, this is quite incredible compared to this morning. This is really piled up now. It's quite forceful and it's coming pretty much directly straight at us.
I think that's what they've done, is they're taking the bails off at both ends. The umpire is communicating with the scorers or with the officials. Yeah, I think. And there go the bails. So Thomas Madaranga following again to Giresh. It's going to be called a wide, I think. It will be called a wide. He does struggle a bit with his line sometimes, does Samira, but he doesn't start it straight enough. Because of the swing, it will go out wide. And there is a slip, maybe for that ball.
For exactly that delivery, yes. Give that man a pair of gloves, I think.
Just down leg a bit, straighten it a bit too much. Must be a leg by. Madaranga now to bowl again to the left-hander. That's why the right-hand left-hand combination is so handy.
Yep.
And that'll be Tim Barker, who played a nice shot off Madaranga on the first ball through point. Timed it nicely. He won't want to miss out again, will Tim Barker. He's a good quality player. Classy batsman.
Oh yeah, he'll be hungry to make a bit of runs in this match for sure.
Played up his feet. Gone to Navid Ahmed there at mid-wicket. No run. That's the end of the over. Pretty good one there from Madaranga.
Yeah, cautious start for both teams there, I'd say. I'd say it's all pretty evens. Maybe just feeling each other out, just settling in.
Just 5 runs off the first over. So, good even start. Of course, there's 6 overs in the power play.
6 are there?
6 overs in the power play, Phil. Yeah. Yeah.
Certainly are, yes. And we're getting just a moment's respite from the wind. No, we're not. It's piling up again. Yeah, so just a brief shout out to the chat. Thanks to everyone for joining us here in Prague and for match number 2. Again, apologies for if there's a bit of sound of wind or a creaking tent coming through. The conditions here for the support staff and commentary team is a little bit rough. The players are enjoying the nice breeze. It has been quite warm here in Prague over the last few days, a few weeks actually. Months. Actually,
it's been non-stop. It was 38 degrees a few weeks ago, Phil, which is pretty warm.
Well, tell you what's really funny is that during the ECS, when Vinor was here, he kept talking about summer's almost here, and I was scratching my head going, almost here? We've had summer here for a month, mate. What are you talking about?
Australia, though, Phil. Summer's like, when
I know.
roads start melting.
I know if you're from Perth, you're a little bit behind the times, but come on, Vinny.
Oh, interesting move, Navid Ahmed. Yeah, very experienced off-spin bowler down in Brno.
That's a gutsy call from Aaron, isn't it?
I think it's a pretty good one. He's got cover on the onside as well. Someone he wants to go for a hit, Giresh, but interesting move. Like it. Okay, work through the leg side. Let's see a single.
There's a nice shot into the gap, but there was cover out there. Terry in the chat asking if the wind is picking up, Phil. That's a bit of an in-joke between a handful of people, that one. Yes, Terry, the wind is picking up. I wish I had a recording of that on me right now. Actually, I think I do have that recording. Terry, I think I've got that recording. So, careful there, mate. I might have to play it later on. And it's the extended version, the remix. Oh, memories of Cardinal from last year. Yes, if the wind is picking up here, I mean, actually, it's starting to slow down a bit now. We're getting a bit of a lull. That's good. Everyone get a breath and enjoy the cricket.
That'll be Navid to continue to the left-hander, Tim Barker. Cut away, no run. Good fielding there from Riddick Tomar. Fires it into the keeper. They're doing a lot of work on their fielding, have the Czech team. Under the supervision of Charles Croucher, and also the national team manager Sudhir Gladson. Nice and sharp in the field. And that man you saw racing in is Dylan Stain, who's a very, very good fielder. He's in the covers. He'll cut off anything in that area. Again, nice and tight. Been good over this. Good start for maybe spell.
Quick shout out to the chat, Terry. I acknowledge your last zinger on that one. Thank you, mate.
Single that to mid on.
Yeah, so it's a bit of a new look Czech team out there today. We've got a few new faces, as Danny was talking about at the just before we kicked off this match, and that's good to see. You know, a bit of new blood in the side. Always good to see. We've got is it Sonny Clefane, who's coming to the squad. Was it Conti is also? No, he's not playing in this match.
Conti's not playing, but
he's listed.
Player in the lineup. There's Tree.
Tree, yes. Yeah. We'll see Tree at some point.
And also Ushan.
Ushan.
He's behind the stumps keeping. He's a very, very good keeper. Very fast behind the stumps for the slower bowlers and the medium paces often as well. Here comes Mataranga again. Pushed onto the leg side just a single.
Not to be a little zoomed out and be a bit wider so you can see what's happening when the ball is being taken. And then
solid start from
zoom out
both
now.
teams.
Yeah.
Not really giving an opportunities at Luxembourg, but really not going for many big shots either. Bowling's been fairly tight. Comes Samira, trying to Suresh, just laid down the pitch. I think he might have.
I was a bit worried.
I think he's taking his hat off because of the wind.
Ah,
Oh no,
okay.
hold on. Let's
hang
see
on.
about the umpire, and he's skipping out of the way.
Hat going on? Hat going on?
No, he's holding his hat.
It-
In fact, he's holding the
No.
bowler's hat. He's not wearing a hat at all.
He's not
the
got a
umpire.
hat. Oh, Richard. Slip, slap, slap, mate.
Oh, it's been hit down the ground. Chases on. They should cut it down to 2.
Bit of work there.
Stavizzi there. And he'll throw it back in. Here's the man who hit the stumps directly before the ran out of appeal. Just 2 runs again, just not hit very cleanly. I was just mentioned before that do Luxembourg have another gear, because they struggle a little bit to be with fluency and scoring boundaries and with hitting big shots. Haven't seen it yet. Oh, it's a good ball, and the umpire gives him first wicket down. Tim Barker out, misses out again, and that's Madaranga with the first wicket for the Czech Republic. Looked pretty good from where we were. I don't think it was a problem with height.
I think it looked fairly adjacent for me as well. Umpire Richard Ames taken a few seconds just to compose himself and then lifted the dreaded finger that says you're on your way. And as you say, Danny, Tim Barker misses out again. Brings in his skipper, Eustace.
Yeah,
once again, he's come in to steady the ship and keep the momentum.
Yeah, Just is a very experienced player. He's a very good batsman as well. He's Eustace. They want to get him early. The Czech team. He can build in innings. And we saw last time him and he and Garesh got the score up to about 50 with a nice little partnership after an early loss, and there's an early loss again in that man Tim Barker.
Cool, just a message there from Ashish Gamer. Chances of rain, question mark? I would say no, not right now. There is some cloud about, but it's very high cloud. There's a lot of blue sky around. Sun's out, and we're not expecting any rain. We're definitely not hoping for any rain. So I think we're going to see a full match here.
Oh, no doubt, Phil.
And Terry, thanks for the nod on the audio as well. Good to hear it's back, and I'm sure you guys are happy to hear the wonderful tones of your commentary specialists.
2 slips in now. Oh, this one's
2 slips now. That's
pushed
not
out.
serious,
That's sloppy by the skipper.
What was that?
He apologises.
Damage is done.
So
Yeah, it took a while to get down to that one.
12 runs off the first 3 overs.
1 wicket, but still cautious start, maybe a bit overcautious.
It's been pretty good bowling though. I think Naveed Ahmed's over tightened things up a bit. It was only 5 off the first, but Naveed really turned the screws a little bit. But we'll see how the big man, Eustace, the skipper, does against the off spin of Naveed Ahmed. He's going to continue. Again, pretty good move. I think the Czechs probably down a bowler. I know that Fahad is coming into the team for the qualifiers. I think they're missing a paceman up front. But
Yeah, a genuine paceman.
But
not a part-timer.
I mean, the Sudesh is in the team. I think you could probably call him a genuine paceman. But and Samira bowls more that outswing. It's a little bit different. Whereas Fahad's more attacking the stumps. Sonny Clefane is also is coming to the team. He's a tall leg spinner.
Yeah, we're hoping to see him come on to bowl, and hopefully from this end.
I think
maybe later in the mid overs.
I think he'll bowl him from the other end. I think it's the wrong way to go. But it's a good start to Mies from Naveed Ahmed. Nice. Man coming into slip.
We're going to cut off that little dab shot, I guess.
That's a good ploy, I think. I like when there's a slip in, because it does change the batsman's play. And Dylan Stain with a big flick over the top. He's a good fielder. That one a little bit over the keeper. But
a little bit.
Well, they'll know he's there. That's the thing, is that when you get a fielder who puts you under pressure, you don't want to hit it anywhere near him, because it does cause confusion for the batsman and hesitation.
Yeah.
This one's just dab down, big no call. Good fielding there. It's Madaranga.
I feel the earth shake on that no call. I think you guys probably heard it on the chat as well. Maybe felt it. Definitely a no there. Good to see the Czech fielders on their toes.
Oh,
Ooh.
it's Oshan. Have you ever seen Oshan play, Phil?
I have not seen Roshan play.
He's
No. I'm liking what I see already.
very handy behind the stumps.
Yep.
Nice one's in the air. It's gone past the fielder though. Chases on. Don't think it'll reach the boundary. And they'll come back for 2. Just a little bit uppish.
didn't put a lot of power into the shot. Maybe he was just trying to play it safe over the infield. Also, maybe the wind might have held it up just ever so slightly, but
I just don't think he's got his timing right yet.
Yeah,
Has Girish.
I think that's what it is. He's still working on it.
It's it's very difficult, very different this pitch to the one in Luxembourg, the one that he's used to playing. And that one's over the top of Dylan Stain.
Red hot chance.
And they'll come back for 2. And that's
Oh, that was
got
streaky.
very close there, did Stain. He prides himself in his fielding. So just over the top.
He did. He got up off his feet. He got up higher than Joe Cocker then. He really went for that one. And he almost pulled down a screamer.
So again, another good over there from Ahmed. Got the batsman hitting just over the top. Probably a chance there, sharp chance in covers. But
He's a smart bowler, Naveen. He's done well in these 2 overs. A very smart bowler.
Naveed's a very clever bowler.
Just luring that batsman into playing that uppish shot.
He's
Very
been
clever.
the top wicket taker in the Czech Republic for many years, or over many years. Not sure if he was this year, but he's always just a wicket taking bowler. And he's done it well for the national team for many years as well. 2 slips in again for Madaranga. That's their big man,
Interesting.
Mies. And good ball.
Well, he's put it in the right spot. When you tell people to bowl to their field, he's put it in exactly the right spot, hasn't he? If you have a quick look over on the leg side, apart from a wideish mid-off and then a very third man a long way away, there is nothing. You get a fleet of battleships through that gap. So he needs to be careful with his line, and so far he's been bang on.
This one's cut and good fielding there.
Well done.
That's the new boy, Clefane.
Cuts off a chance for second. Well done.
He plays at a good level in Sussex. He's only going to turn 18, I think, in a month's time. Is Sonny having a chat to him before, and he plays at a pretty good level for I think Hove and Albion down in
Brighton Hove.
Brighton Hove.
Yep, Brighton Hove. Down there in Sussex, South Sussex. And hello to all our viewers from there. That's a lofted shot over the covers, and that's gone all the way.
He just went through with a shot, and
Yep.
that's gone a long way.
That was.
I guess it's gone with the wind slightly there.
I think the wind probably has helped it just a little bit, but yeah, it was very much just effortless. Played the width and timed it sweetly. Lovely shot. Well needed boundary for the Luxembourg team. We're in the 5th over, 24 for 1.
Just clamp down on that. No run. So yeah, it was again. It's Girish has been struggling a little bit with his timing. He timed that beautifully though.
Didn't he? Looked great.
Interesting tussle here though. Madaranga comes in again. Just poked out the covers, and big man Arun does well that time. Just sits on it really. He's been good as captain actually, has Arun, over the last tournament and a bit.
He's had a couple of good tournaments, hasn't he?
Very good tournaments as captain, yeah.
As
And
skipper.
and with the bat, to be fair, he's been batting very well. Comes in again, and just poked down again to that man short. And end of a pretty good over, just that one big 6. And got a few runs for Luxembourg. So after 5 overs, they are 24 for 1. Still going pretty slowly, but this game can change a lot. And even in the second half, they did slow down in the middle overs in the last game. Did Luxembourg? But, being very cautious, not taking too many risks.
Yeah, it's interesting watching Girish bat, and he latched onto that wide ball very quickly. Beautiful placement, beautiful timing, got him the 6. But when the ball was coming into him, he looks a lot more uncomfortable, and he's not placing it very well. He was picking out the fields when he couldn't even get away for a single. And sometimes you see some batsmen like Usmees is a good example. Cramp him up, he'll still tuck it away for a single.
It's been hitting the covers. Good fielding there by by Sonny. Yeah, you're right, Phil. I think he was given a little bit of space and he just went through with the shot, but he just, it's the only one he's really timed in the last 2 games. This one's a bit of an appeal. Might have been going down leg.
Yeah, that appeal stopped pretty quickly, I reckon. But Eust had the had the forethought of going on one knee and dispatching that over cow corner. Then, if he connected, it'd probably still be in the air.
They do have a man out there.
They do have protection out there. Yep.
It's the tank Riddick Tomar. That's been cut away. And good fielding by Mataranga.
Oh, terrific fielding there.
Oh,
Class
the
act.
cat. That's fantastic. The Panther.
It reached behind him to collect that ball, and I think even used it to re-put that one in the bank. And suddenly he got told, no, stay there, there's nothing.
This is in the air,
It's
player
gonna
under it. And it's been put down there. That's a very disappointing
miss.
effort there. It was, wow, was that Smith Patel?
The safe hands of Smith Patel.
He's one of the best fielders in the team. So
is.
that's
Wow.
uncharacteristic of Smith Patel.
I think
And-
Eust Mees has gotten away with that because
Oh.
that ball hung in the air with the wind. Smith had a bit more time to get reset for that. Oh, that's going to hurt. Well, will they pay for it? I don't know.
This one's just been dabbed down to big man Sudesh. Comes in, actually it's Arun
Arun.
who throws it in from 5 metres.
He rifled that one in point blank range. Well, I've got to say, the fielding has put the Luxembourg batsmen a bit on the back foot here. Suddenly the quick, easy singles are suddenly hard to find because
Yeah.
the Czech boys, they're up and about, and they've got their range.
Well, that drop catch, and it's uncharacteristic of a very good fielder in Smith Patel.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
but apart from that, it's in the power play. I think the Czechs would have to be ahead after 6. And in fact, there was a maiden, I think. Oh no, there was the 1 run from it. The 1 run from the drop catch. Another good over there from Naveed Ahmed. A change of bowler. That'll be the tank coming on. Riddick Tomar. He's been bowling pretty well with a bit of pace. So he's
Can we just give a quick shout out to Naveed Ahmed for his 3 overs, going for 8 runs. How's that for economical?
not bad. I'm sure I'll bowl him another one. But Riddick Tomar, he's been bowling pretty well. He's been bowling a bit of the zip, much more than last year. Last year he was just rolling his arm over a little bit. This year, just a bit more about him. But at the same time, he bowls at a good pace to be hit. So let's see if Mies can get onto Tomar. Goes Riddick with the first ball. Tucks him up. Just be a single. So Tomar, he's yeah, as I said, he's bowling with a bit more pace than what he did last year, where he was just sort of trundling in, and this time he's just a bit more determination.
Yeah, he's quite a handy change bowler. He can pick up a wicket or 2. Obviously, just need to watch that line.
It's just poked down through the gully area, just a single. Yeah, I think his line and length is generally pretty good, but in the past it just hasn't been. He hasn't really bowled with much conviction, I probably would say, Phil.
Yeah, I would agree with that.
But yeah, this year it's a little bit of a change. He's been batting well as well as the tank. This one's hit in the air, just over the top. I think he might have got a finger to it. The big man Arun, and they'll come back for 2. They're one's going to stick in a moment here for the Czech Republic. In fact, there's 1 short as well, so it'll only be that 1 run. But yeah, just going a little bit out of hand. There was a drop catch on the last over. I just think that, I don't know if it's luck, but things will change a little bit in a moment. And that's a good pick up and throw. That's Naveed Ahmed there.
That was a good bit of fielding. Got rid of the ball very quickly.
He does that well, actually, does Naveed. He's very low to the ground, picks up the ball and throws it in very quickly.
Yeah, it's a sign of a good fielder who can pick it up and get the ball in quickly, not sit on it for that split second, so the batsmen don't even think about a run or another run.
And it's just poked down just for another single.
Well,
So-
they're doing it as singles at the moment, over the occasional 2 every now and then, but motoring along at, where are we? Towards the end of the 7th, 31 for 1, towards the end of the 7th over. They're going to want to be getting on their skates pretty soon, I think.
So interesting thing with the skipper and the power play, and this is in the air. Play coming around. It's Davisi who takes a good
He
catch,
takes it.
and that's the end of Just Mies. Nice catch there by Davisi. Made very good ground and held the catch.
Yeah.
So that's another wicket down for Luxembourg. Big wicket too.
Big wicket of the skipper, Usmes. Just when I was saying, look at the score, they definitely need to get on their skates and move things along. And Subba has made a lot of ground to get to that ball. He's taken it cleanly and done a little bit of an aeroplane celebration as he takes the way around. And why wouldn't you? In the middle of 3 airports here. Good catch, Subba.
Yeah, so mentioning that, I think they were living a little bit dangerously, hitting the air and just ball going out of just out of reach, and set the big wicket of Just Mies, the skipper. I don't have a mic with me. Do you have a mic?
I've got mine, but mine might pick up the wind really badly, like it whistles.
So that was a end of a very good over again, and it will be Navid Ahmed to complete his spell. It's been very, very good so far. Only 8 runs from it. Hasn't picked up a wicket. Should have probably in the last over, and it will be the new batsman come in. It's Shivkaran Gill. Will be facing. Just dab down. Mandarang have to chase it. They'll look for 2. They'll probably get it pretty comfortably. And they will.
That's a pretty well placed shot, to be honest. He's actually done that quite well.
The throw was a bit awkward, but
Yeah, throw wasn't great.
yeah, just dabbed it down. They're not going for the big shots. Just poking it round. Quite correct batsmen, most of these Luxembourg players. And as I said, will they find another gear? Because they didn't against Austria in the last game. So let's hit back down towards the bowler.
Well, Shivkaran had a pretty good innings in the last match against Austria. He stuck around at the end. He got them up to almost 120. Contributed with a bat of about 20 runs, I think.
Yeah, I think.
He looked all right. He looked comfortable.
Yeah, I agree with you, but none of them really took it to the opposition bowling, and I'm just wondering whether they can shift out and actually shift into another gear and really attack the bowling. And I think we saw it last year a little bit, but so far in this tournament it's been heavy going for Luxembourg as far as the batting and the fluency of the batting.
Do you think they're missing a real attacking batsman? Every team's got an attacking batsman, haven't
Either
they?
that, or we just haven't seen the batsmen attack as they can, and that could be close. And he's gone. Played right across the line, and that's another wicket, and a well-deserved wicket for Navid Ahmed. And that's another Luxembourg batsman on his way. And as I said, very well-deserved there for Navid Ahmed. And he just played right across the line. It looked like a pretty straight ball. And as I said, another wicket down.
Very well bowled, Navid. And as you say, Danny, a wicket well deserved for some very, very good, accurate, economic bowling from that northern end of the ground. And that brings on Vikram to try to put some band-aid onto this open wound that Luxembourg currently are sitting on, because they're sitting on 34 for 3 after 7.4 overs. The run rate's low. There's 3 wickets back in the shed. And the Czech bowling is tight, is good. They're in the field, they're noisy, they're loud, they're jumping around. And Luxembourg need to find something. As you say, they need to find a batsman who can turn it on here.
Yeah, they absolutely do. And there's still some very good bowling there for the Czech Republic to come. So they've done a slip in place there. It's the big man, Suresh, with the left-hander, Vikram. And Navid Ahmed will be bowling around the wicket. Quite an offside field again. Vikram, though, is a very good player, very cunning. And for Luxembourg's sake, they'll want him to get a decent score. But it's been very tight here from the Czechs so far. No, it's, well, as I say that, maybe with a wide. Commentator's curse.
There we go.
Comes in again. And that's going to be wide again.
He's just lost his line a little bit here.
Yeah, it's a right-hander, left-hander combination. Pesky left-handers.
Well, he doesn't want to drift anywhere near the body because he'll get put away on the leg side.
Oh, there you go. It's just
Oh, he didn't get put away,
tucked
but
away.
he got tucked away instead.
And whee.
Yeah.
Much more comfortable bowling to the right-hander, I think.
I think so too. Yeah, I think you're right. I think that left-right-hander combination threw his line, and he knew if I drift too far into the body and I pitch it up, I'm going to get dispatched on the leg side where I've got no protection.
I don't understand why bowlers automatically think they should come around the wicket to a left-hander. I think he'd be better off just bowling, because he'd be bowling across him, with a natural spin, and because you're probably starting it a bit straighter, the ball will spin a little bit more away from the right-hander, from the left-hander. So I'm really not quite sure why bowlers come around the wicket to left-handers.
Yeah, because I guess if you want to bowl it into the left-hander, there's a bigger chance you're going to push it down leg side. Whereas if you're bowling across them over the wicket to a left-hander, I think your natural line hopefully should take you across the face of the left-hander rather than pitching it into the leg. And if they've got no protection on the leg, you need it on the offside. You need to get to that 4th, 5th wicket channel.
Yep, agreed, Phil.
Yeah,
So,
interesting.
So it'll be the tank to continue, Riddick Tomar. And we bowl to the left-handed Vikram. Again, not much protection on the leg side. He'll want to keep it outside off. They've kept the field quite in, actually, the Czechs, and he's going to come around the wicket. Yeah, he'll come around the wicket again for no apparent reason.
Okay.
But he's kept the field in, has the skipper Arun Ashokan, and which I think is really a very good idea, because sometimes it's a big temptation for captains to push the field out with the power play and to cover areas on the boundary, but they're not hitting the boundary at the moment, Luxembourg. So good ploy by the Czech skipper. It's a bit short, tucked around the corner. Now look for 2. We'll have to hurry if they do. No, actually, easy 2 in the end.
Yeah, I think it was always going to be 2 there. Pick the spot between 2 fielders. Probably a little bit lucky to get away with that. Just having discussed the whole angle of the bowler and coming around the wicket, what it does to you going into a left-hander. So he's might have gotten a bit lucky there, bowling it a bit short.
It was a little bit short, and the Vikram's looking out there at the moment. If he gives him another one in the same area, I think it's going to travel.
Because if it is there, he'll go for it. He should.
Just poke down, or a bit of confusion, and good fielding there from Bill and Stain. I think they saw who the fielder was and decided to turn back.
Now remember Vikram in the first match against Austria, he only made a couple of runs, but he took about 10 balls to make a couple of runs. He was a little bit funny between the wickets. He stifled the batting ever so slightly for a couple of overs, and I kind of felt that was the point of their innings where things ground to a halt. So he's going to want to be a bit more fluent now.
I agree with you, Phil. I don't necessarily think it was Vikram's fault. I think it was good tight bowling from the Austrians, and after losing a couple of wickets. And it bogged down on the line in the middle overs for Luxembourg in the last game. There's still quite a bit of time left, only in the halfway through the 8th over.
Yeah, I wouldn't say it was Vikram's fault, but when you pick up 2 runs for 10 deliveries in the middle of a T20, I guess you got to sort of look at yourself and say, how did I let 8 dot balls get to me? The bowling was good, absolutely. The bowling was good.
Well, it's true.
I guess you got to be prepared to manufacture something if you get bogged down, though.
We've all seen batsmen though when if they get a similar 2 off 10, 2 off 8 or whatever, and then go on and start hitting the ball cleanly, and then you see they go more than run a ball sometimes, 1.5 a ball, and scoring 30 or 40, and that you see quite often. Just some players need a bit of time to play themselves in a little bit. That, and also it's a different pitch, as we mentioned quite a few times before, so there's quite a bit in it for the bowlers.
Speaking of that, Riddick's bent his back those last two deliveries and just zinged it past the batsman there. It's very good bowling. Good line and good length to the right-hander. Last ball of the over coming up.
It's nicely pitched up, just pushed out to the skipper, Ashokan, covers.
Good over from Riddick there. 9 overs gone, 39 for 3, Luxembourg. Well, they're going to have to dig deep now, aren't they? They've got to find something.
There's still 11 overs to go, but they hit 119 against Austria this morning, and they were in a better position at this stage this morning than they are now.
Yeah.
So it's they're capable. It's just again, it's whether they can shift into other gear, and they haven't shown any sort of semblance of fluidity so far in this tournament. That's not going to get any easier with the big man.
As a 10th over bowler.
As a 10th over bowler, he's been kind of the superstar of Czech Cricket for many years. We'll see him with the bat a little bit later. He's a massive hitter of the ball, but also when he came to the Czech Republic, he was the fastest bowler we'd ever seen, and he was genuinely quick with any European standard. Slowed down a bit recently though. This one's dabbed down to third man. Should just be a single. He's not slow, but he's not as quick as what he used to be. Sudesh can bowl fiery spells, but now bowls more a good line and length. Uses his cricket intelligence to get wickets.
Yeah, he's a smart player, isn't he?
He's a very
smart player. Yeah. I mean, a lot of people talk about him for his batting, but he's a clever bowler as well. He's a good thinker.
Comes in again. And just trying to make something happen is Shiv Karan. It's not quite happening for Luxembourg at the moment as play comes around into a forward point area. It's more a gully, a deep gully there.
And they've just brought the mid wicket in a bit closer as well now.
It's cut away straight to that man. Brilliant piece of captaincy there from Arun Ashokan.
It couldn't have gone any straighter to that particular man right then. That was textbook.
Well, a lot of the shots that the Luxembourg players batsmen are playing are behind square on either side, so it's definitely the right ploy to put a man there. There's also a third man as well. This one's in the air. It's over the top. And that'll be 4.
Gave him the charge.
Welcome relief. That was a nice shot. Just gave it a charge, flung the bat at it, got enough of it, and that's 4 runs.
Yeah, that was a good shot. Don't often see people sort of like stepping down the pitch to Sudesh, but he did, and he's picked it up probably as sweetly as you could and dispatched it off onto to a vacant area on the offside. He's found the gap on the offside. Well played, good shot. Beast to bounce back on that one. A very well needed boundary though.
Well, they do need to get quite a few runs and very quickly to Luxembourg to have any chance in this game. Here comes the Beast again. Same sort of shot, same sort of area. This one's just gone to third man for a single.
Again,
that's where he seems like he wants to hit the ball, every ball, Shiv Karan.
Yeah, just used his feet again. Just went to meet the ball at a different pitch and connected nicely, even though only for a single, but still keeps that scoreboard ticking over. Moves to 45 for 3. Last ball of the over coming up for Sudesh. Last ball of the 10th over.
Or it could be close, and it's going to be a leg bye, I think. Will be called a leg bye. Probably going over the top for me. It's pretty good bowling.
Wicketkeeper was so convinced with his appeal he didn't bother trying to stop the ball, but the umpire said, I think I've seen enough and it's a not out, and that's the end of the over. we're halfway through the innings. It's 46 for 3 Luxembourg. And interestingly poised, Luxembourg obviously we feel don't have enough runs on the board at this point of the match. Still whole half innings to go. Plenty of time. Plenty of batting. So it's not. It's still there to be done. Brief shout out to everyone on the chat. Hope you're still enjoying the coverage here. Please give us a yell, give us a wave, give us something there. Just let us know you're listening to us. I can still see our good mate Keanu's still out there. Good on you, buddy. Doing a great job out there. And hello to everyone else out there in the chat from myself and Danny. And from everyone else here in the commentary, production, scoring booth, which is being rattled by the wind yet again.
Yeah, Keanu says that Luxembourg need at least 8 to 10 and over from now on. The Czechs are on top. Well, it's difficult because I mean, if they haven't produced it yet, it's going to be very difficult to get to that level. It's a wide there from Riddick as the wind picks up again. So it's easy to say, and it's T20s are different to T10s. T10s is a bit of a hit and giggle. You're not going to lose that many wickets. That'll influence the game. But T20, it's just a bit more bite in the game for the bowlers, and it's a bit more tactical.
Yep.
So it's been pushed down a gully, no run. Again, I think he's got his angles here and his fielding positions right. The skipper of the Czech Republic, Oros.
Yeah, I think I mentioned a couple of overs ago about an exercise in bowling to your field, and I feel that the Czech team have done their homework and they've worked together quite well as a unit to get this right. You look at the scoreboard, I don't think you need to talk about it anymore. I mean, apart from the occasional wide, Riddick's just bowled there, but that's down to the bowler. But the fielding placements, Danny, I agree. I think they've been very well thought through.
Yeah,
done their homework.
Well, he's kept the field up, which I think is a really, really good ploy. He's as I said, it's often the temptation of captains when the fielding restrictions are lifted to push the field back, and what it does, it just eases the pressure on the batsman. And that's not what he's done. He's really kept the pressure on, and they're poking for runs. They have to take risks, but apart from 1-4 in the previous over, really haven't paid off too well, and that's reflected in the score. They're just still not quite to 50 after 10 overs.
Yeah, I mean, I don't have the exact stats in front of me, but that 4 of the last over, surely that was the first boundary in at least 4 overs, I want to say.
There was the 6 before, for it was...
the 6 from Girish.
From Girish, but that's the only boundary I can remember.
Really few and far between. Yeah, Used came and went, didn't really bother the scorers too much. So, yeah, I think there's a fair bit on these two batsmen now for Luxembourg. I think they need to really see them through to the back end of this innings.
Well, they have to score runs as well, Phil.
And they really do need to score some runs.
It's been hit to Madaranga, who throws it just at no one, really.
But yeah, the Luxembourg batsmen, their ability to hit directly to the Czech fielders is uncanny. Even that shot there, I mean, if you look at the space out there, but Girish was able to pick him out quite nicely.
To be fair, Luxembourg did the same thing against Austria as well. They were finding fielders very well, and I think it's got to do with bowling and fielding plans, and just bowling in the right areas. Someone's just dabbed down to third man for a single, so they won't mind these singles, the Czechs. And to be fair, Luxembourg won't mind the singles either, as long as they score a boundary, an over or two. If they score a boundary and over, they'll get them plus poking singles. They should get 8 or 9 and over, which will get them to a decent score, but they're just not getting those boundaries. The tank bowling into the right-hander. Let's just hit the pad. It'll just be a leg by. Again, just one run. Bowling good pace is Tomar. As I said, it'll be interesting to see who he turns to. Their skipper, Mashokin. Tomar's bowling okay. Bowled a couple of wides. Bowling okay. Big man Sudesh has got another 3 overs. I think he'll keep him a couple in his pocket. I think so. Bowl him another one maybe, and then keep him for the death overs.
Yeah.
But,
11 overs gone, 52 for 3.
Yeah.
Still hoping to see Sonny come on the bowl.
I would love to see Sonny come on bowl. He's here for a reason, and
Yeah,
he's
let's
very,
get him in there.
very tall right arm leg spinner. And the man in front of us here, Sazia Bouyan, is also a very good bowler. Keeps things very tight.
Oh, Bouyan. Yeah, we've seen him in play the last couple of months for the national team, bowling very well.
Yeah, he bowled well in Malta.
In Malta, yes.
It's a good tournament for the Czechs in Malta. Didn't quite get to the final, just on run rate, but played very well and scared the bejesus out of teams. Had a record partnership for the opening wicket between Dylan Steyn and Sabu Ndavisi. I think it was 220 for the opening stand.
Wasn't that the third best?
Third best in T20I history. Yeah.
Yep. It's a lovely record.
There was also another record as well, with Dylan Steyn scoring the most fours in an innings.
Most fours in an
17,
innings.
I think, in an innings.
And who did he beat?
Aaron Finch, I think.
Aaron Finch.
So yeah, there's a lot of promise here in the Czech team, and they're really, as a unit, there's quite a few players that have come in recently. In fact, looking here, there's probably about half the team have only played a few games, a couple of debutants as well. This one's cut nicely, straight to Ahmed. Hit very firmly, they don't take a run. So a couple of old stages in Naveed Ahmed and Arun Ashokan, and also this man Sudesh Vikramasekaran. Samir has been around for a long time, but the rest pretty new. Sabu Ndavisi's been around for a couple of years, but a new look, fresh Czech team. This one's just poked down again, and that's one of the newbies who debuted in Malta, and Sazia Bouyan, who picks up that one.
And I believe we've still got a few players knocking on the door of selection as well. So there's a good depth here, a good mix of players who are ready to step up.
Look, absolutely. It shows the quality of Czech cricket and the improvement that's been made in the country. Comes Sudesh again. And that's dab down and
Stayed a bit low, that one.
stayed a bit low. But yeah, there's a couple of other new faces we haven't seen yet. Kranti and also Tree.
Grunty and Tree, yes.
Yeah, who are sitting on the bench.
Might see them sometime over the weekend.
I'm sure we will. Here comes Sudesh. Rolling in to Gill, who hits him down the ground. Man under it and will drop it. So they'll look for 2. And I think it was...
Who is that down there?
I think it was Sabu Ndavisi down there.
I think it
And
is Davisi.
He knocked it up, tried at the second attempt, dropped that one, and then dropped it on the ground. And we disappointed. Not quite sure, he misjudged that. The wind is a little bit tricky, but he ended up trying to take it one-handed, I think.
Yeah, he ended up just popping up one mitt and hoping it would stick, I think. It was very strange.
Sudesh is a little bit annoyed with a nice short ball there, cramped up the batsman. Must be a single.
Yes, that's an opportunity gone begging there out in the outfield. Sudesh will feel he's been robbed of a wicket, and I reckon he's probably right to think that.
That's the second catch gone down by the Czechs, and from 2 good fielders as well. It's a little bit unusual.
I do wonder if maybe at that end of the ground, well, anywhere in the ground, but at that end of the ground where there's 2 catches that have been dropped, is it the air swirling the ball around ever so slightly, giving a bit of an issue? I don't know. I mean, these guys know the ground better than anyone. You'd expect them to swallow those.
They should be taken at this level. There's just no.
Yeah.
There weren't difficult chances. I mean, Smith made good ground to it.
Smith's drop, I think, was worse than Sabba's just then. Smith was in position and both hands and straight through.
We have a new bowler, it's Sazia Bouyan, who again he keeps things very tight, does Bouyan. It's 12 overs down.
57 for 3.
I think we'll see something from the other end next. I think they'll keep Sudesh for a couple of overs at the end. This one's hit firmly through the covers. Good fielding by the skipper.
Good work there.
Just a single.
put out the big mitt and stop that getting through. I think Subba was backing him up, might have had that covered. But very good work from Arun there.
It was very firmly hit though, Phil.
It was certainly hit, but if you see Subba run, he's a quick man.
He is
very
man.
quick. I reckon he would have cut that off. But anyway, good work from Arun there to get down and knock it down. Make sure it's just the single.
Here comes Bouillon again, bowling to the left-hander. Just pokes it down, just be a single. Taking any run they can get. But you feel they need a few boundaries here. Luxembourg, they're just ambling along really.
Well, they're going along at 4.78 and over. And we are, 7.5 overs from the end of their innings.
This one's be straight down the ground. It'll be Devisi, he'll stop that. Just another single. And again, it's looking pretty good from the Czechs. Just a little bit of loose fielding with those drop catches, but apart from that, it's been pretty good. The bowling's been fairly tight.
I mean, for Luxembourg, a run of ball will get them to about 105, 110, but they're going to want to be doing a lot better than that.
It's not enough. They know it's not enough either. This is in the air. Devisi coming around, should take this.
He's got that one, surely.
And does.
And
Grabs it, makes up for it.
Very good catch. He's there. Oh, he's a happy man.
That's another wicket down, and there's the left-hander Vikram, who didn't quite get hold of that. Of course, T20I, it's at least a 60 metre boundary. It's probably a little bit more at the moment here. I know that with ECN it's a 50 metre boundary, so
That's
sixes are much easier to come by. Not that Luxembourg have played ECN, but there's a lot more space on the ground. So, Phil, what do you make of it so far? Going at 5 and over, just under 5 and over.
It's all due respect to the Luxembourg fans watching, I find it a little underwhelming from the Lux batsmen. Are they missing a Rasmo Shiguel? Are they missing a beast? They're missing someone who can really get their teeth into this innings and threaten a bowler.
I mean, they're trying. You can see that Vikram tried the big shot, but there's been two hitting out in the outfield, and they just haven't gotten close to the boundary. So it's super difficult for them at the moment. I think Luxembourg.
I got to say, I like Luxembourg when they're nudging every ball for a run, and sitting and waiting for that wide ball, which they'll dispatch. But in the meantime, they're placing the ball and they're getting those singles and getting twos. But we're not seeing enough of that as well, though, and the scoreboard reflects that.
We are seeing a few singles, quite a few singles coming through, but they need to punctuate that with boundaries, and that's just what's not happening. And it didn't happen against Austria either, Phil. So they need something to happen for them. I think Tim Barker, we saw last year, score quite a few runs and very quickly, and he's failed twice so far, which is unfortunate for them. And
Yeah.
as I said, it's not easy with the bowling. The bowling's been pretty tight from the Czechs. Apart from there've been a few wides, but it's been generally pretty good.
Yeah, so I mean, we're looking for someone to get in there and charge after the bowlers to hit some boundaries and to sort of take the game a bit away from the Czech boys.
Chance for a run out.
Ooh.
They'll look for another. They should get another as well.
I think Sonny was sitting back on his heels there. Didn't sort of come in to back up the ball, and they pitched an extra one.
No, it was rifled into the bowler there. You're right. Sid Kohler, Luxembourg have played ECC and ECL. Yeah, but there hasn't been a series in Luxembourg. I think it was a Luxembourg series in the first year, and that was a few years ago from memory. But the Czechs have just played a series about a month ago here of T10.
That's right. Yep.
But it's to do with playing a lot of international cricket. I think the Czechs played in Malta again about a month ago, just over a month ago.
That's right. About 6 weeks back. Yep.
I'm not sure when the last time Luxembourg played in a series. I know they played here last year. I'm sure there'll be answers in the chat to when. I'm sure Shrikola will tell us when Luxembourg last played in a series. It might have been in Romania last year, possibly as well, but I'm not sure if they played any international cricket this year.
62 for 4 after 13 overs. And Luxembourg with 7 overs to get their score up to a respectable level. They'll be looking to pitch beyond 120. They will need to against this batting lineup.
Yeah, it's looking uncomfortable for them at the moment. Here comes the new bowler, it's Spet Patel. It's been hit out in the outfield to Sonny Clefane. Good arm.
Quite a good arm.
So yeah, as I said, it'll be interesting to see if Clefane gets a bowl. I hope he does. But maybe they're holding him back.
There you go. Srikola has informed us that Luxembourg played Switzerland at the beginning of June.
Oh, yeah, that's
this
right.
year.
And I think they won those games actually, from memory, from what I remember. You can let us know if they did. But
thanks for that, Sri. Appreciate it.
yeah, it's great having information we can't get at hand. We have no internet access here at the ground. And also Raju mentioning
nice.
Switzerland in 2022.
We appreciate the people in the chat having the knowledge on these sorts of things that we don't have access at hand. So thank you everyone for that. Keep those facts coming in and we'll call them out.
So Spent Patel was the bowler. The bowler's a very good line of length. Got a little bit of pace about him. He's a clever bowler as well. I know he likes bowling Yorkers. Tries to make it his thing. That's a big swing and a miss from the new batsman, and that is
Baduria.
Yep.
And we've been given a warning in the chat that he's a batsman who can go big.
He's having a big swing.
Well, if he connect, we're in for some fireworks. And I think Luxembourg needs some fireworks now.
And, again, tries to dab down on that. Kept a bit low. Yeah, the pitch in Luxembourg I think is a concrete pitch. I'm not 100% sure, but from memory it does bounce quite a lot more in.
It's uppish, but it's safe.
Sorry, I missed
That's
that
gone
one.
all
It's
the way.
4 runs.
There you go, nicely turned off his hip there. Got aerial, but it had enough momentum to carry it well beyond the fielder and over the boundary line right in front of the Luxembourg dugout.
Yeah, must need a boundary.
14 overs gone, 68 on the board, 4 wickets down.
That'll be Sazi Bouyan to continue. And they're really turning the screws here. Just a few runs there from that 4, but still just not enough runs from Luxembourg. It's been a good type performance in the game before from Austria, but it's been pretty good also here from the Czechs. Here comes Bouyan. It's nicely pitched up and just dug out. Chance for a run out.
Only just dug out
Ooh,
a
it's
throw, but he was well in, well home. I'll tell you someone who I'm missing from Luxembourg this year, and that's Mr. Tony Whiteman.
Oh yes.
Our buddy Tony. And we hope he's watching, and if he is, cheerio mate, hope things are well. I've still got the Luxembourg playing top that he presented with me last year. I've just got to do a little bit of workout to try to fit into it again, because I've had a pretty good last 12 months.
Is that too many pie shop pies?
Too much of everything, really. Jeez, I cook too much and I eat too much. I'm very aware of this.
Yeah, Tony's been a
he's a
valued
great guy,
member of
isn't
this. Yeah, valued member of the setup in Luxembourg, both as a player and an official, and he's an organizer. He's very, very good. Whoa.
Oh, that's through everybody almost. Alright, everyone is just stepping down with the rifle throws. Everyone's winding up for a run out, chances not even there. Tony Whiteman, he's a great character of the game and a wonderful ambassador for cricket out of Luxembourg, top bloke. And cheerio to him if he's out there listening.
Oh, that could be close.
It's pretty adjacent.
And he's not giving him. Wow, it's going to be called leg by. Umpire didn't like something about it. Not quite sure what it was. And he's got a better angle than what we do. but
He just,
obviously didn't like it.
I think he gave a short explanation. I think the bowler gave him a little acknowledgement of, okay, you're the ump, it's all good. Let's get back to it.
It's one thing that's also really improved in European cricket is there's not as much dissent as what it used to be, mainly due to the fact that the umpires are controlling the games very well, and then players know that at this international level they can't show any dissent.
No.
This one's given it a bit of a charge. Should just be one, I think. Well, they'll look for two. Throw came in. I think they would have struggled with the second one.
Oh yeah, it was good work to fire it in quickly. The throw wasn't the best, but the fact that the fielder had already let the ball go, there was no chance for a second there. Well done.
It's getting a nice tight over here from Buyan. It's kept it nice and tight again.
We've actually got Ashwini Budaria in the chat, who is the brother of Anshuman.
Ah, cool.
Giving him a bit of a rev up, saying, go for it, good for you. I'm sure the family's very proud of him. Way to go, little brother. Oh, what a great message there. Thank you very much for that, Ashwini, and we're glad you're enjoying the coverage.
Yeah, it would be really good to see him score a few runs, just to pump the score up a bit. And as I said, it's just none of these Luxembourg batsmen have really gotten into gear yet, like really gone up and taken it to the bowling. I don't think it's through a lack of trying. They're just not able to at the moment.
Yeah.
And whether it's the pitch or the conditions or just, I don't know. I'm not quite sure what it is, but you can see that there's intent, but they're just not able to get those runs.
Yeah, it's just not falling into place. I mean, we're 15 overs gone, 73 for 4 on the board for Luxembourg, and it just doesn't feel like their batting is clicking into place. I mean, they're not losing wickets at a rate of knots. They're just not getting the runs. They're picking out the fielders. They're missing. They're getting a lot of dot balls, way too many dot balls. And I'm sure the coach will be talking about that tonight at the team dinner.
Yeah, well, there's still a long way to go in this tournament. Each team plays each other twice, so there'll be a return match here and also against Austria, and they'll look at what's not quite gone right so far. Well, this game's not over. To be fair, it's not even halfway there. But it's just not quite clicking with the batting. Anyway, Smith Patel to continue. We're bowling to Shrif Karan, who hits that one over the top, and Sonny Clefane out there picks it up and puts it back in. It's going to be close, but well run. It's a long boundary out there.
That is a long way out, isn't it?
So he did well. Did Sonny out there? Moved down to his left quite quickly and threw the ball back in. Comes Patel again. Charges him, hits him back over his head. Should just be a single this time. They're attacking. They've got attacking intent, but there's only been, I think, 2 boundaries and a 6 so far this innings, and a score of 76 off just over 15. And it's cut away. Very strong down in that area.
Straight to a fieldsman again, though.
Straight to a fieldsman.
Just can't get those gaps. And as you said before, Danny, I think it's probably credit to Arun's field placements and the bowlers' field placements. They've done their homework and they've stuffed the gaps.
Yeah, look, it's been he's got his angles right. I think the skipper of the Czech Republic, Arun Ashokan, and he's moved players around, and he has plugged those gaps. This one's hit through the covers, and it get towards the boundary, it'll be picked up and it'll be comfortable 2 runs.
Yeah, I like the look of the batsman here, of Anshuman. He's looking all right. They'll do good to have him maybe come in up higher a bit more, maybe come in 4th. He's not afraid to swing, and that's the kind of the batsman that we've been talking about, that we felt that they were lacking in the match against Austria. Someone who's prepared to come out and just swing. connect.
Well, that's the problem, is that they're swinging and then they're swinging and connecting, and if it comes off, it comes off, and it changes the dynamic of the innings. So
Yeah.
that one gets a dodgy inside edge, just be a single.
And it puts the bowler off as well. If someone's swinging and connecting, even if he's not connecting fully,
Mhm.
the bowler's going to start thinking a myriad of things about, well, I should try this because that'll get me an edge to catch. Then I'll try that. I'll get through his defence and I'll hit the stumps.
Yeah.
If he's swinging, then you're thinking he's aggressive and he's a bit all over the place.
Well, it's much the same with the skipper as well.
Yeah.
As soon as you get someone hitting you into gaps where you haven't got players and doing it consistently, then it puts a little bit of a doubt as to what you're doing as a captain.
Yeah.
So, but at the moment, it's all kind of going right for the Czechs.
16 overs gone, 81 for 4. Luxembourg with 4 overs to boost this score even more into the hundreds. I'm pretty sure they'll get to triple digits. But how far beyond that remains to be seen.
So Bhuyan to continue. Again, it'll be interesting to see if they keep Smith Patel. This one's hit hard through the onside, and that's 4 runs.
Shot.
Just a bit over pitch there from Bhuyan, and it's that man.
It's that man Baduria.
And is
He smacked it. Lovely hit. Lovely shot. I think the Luxembourg fans in the chat will be up out of their seats on that one. They told us before, this is the guy you'd want. This is the guy who can make some runs, and now we're seeing it.
Well, it can change in 1 over. You can get an over of 18 or 20. And that one's it's got a dodgy edge, and it's gone past the fielder. He'll do well to cut that off, and he does. It's only 2 there.
That is a long boundary out there.
Well, they got 3 actually on Mataranga's arm. He's not the strongest.
Wow.
Not got the strongest arm as Mataranga, and that's a well-run 3.
It's an unexpected 3. It's not something you see often these days, is it? Very well run.
Pretty good over here for Luxembourg so far.
Yeah, this is what we wanted to see.
Let's see if Bhuyan can come back from this. It's been hit, and there's a player under it who should take it. Smith Patel takes it that time, and that's the end of a pretty good innings there from Shrivkaran Gill.
Yeah, very handy innings. 27 off 32. Very handy innings there from Shiv Karan. Kept things together there in the middle overs for his team, but his job's done, and it's up to someone else to come in and to try to take the team home with some lofty hitting.
Well, it's James Barker, who's, as I mentioned before, has been the thorn on the side of Czech teams for quite a few years now. He pokes the ball around, then can hit nicely as well, but he's as I mentioned, like the tick, you just can't get him out, and that's it's been a problem for Czech teams has had over quite a few years as Venky's car gets stolen.
Is that your car starting?
You're sitting next to us, Venky. How come the car's starting?
How does that happen? So the people in the chat wonder what we're talking about. I think he's sitting next to us doing the production, and yet his car behind us just started by itself.
Did you do that with like a remoteless key or something?
He's not that rich.
So hit straight down the ground. That's fielder there by Davisi.
Good work from Saba there.
He's spelled pretty tidy spell here, Sazi Bhuyan. And he's going to be bowling with the left-hander James Barker, who'll no doubt try to poke the ball around. We saw him use his feet well and hit a nice 4 behind down the leg side. There's no one down there as well at the moment. There's a short, fine leg, but there's a big gap, a square leg for him. You want to look. He's looking in that area as well. There's James Barker. He'll aim down there, and I think they've missed a trick here. They've got a big gap on the offside as well. There's a backward point, and third man coming around. But he'll poke the ball around. I think he'll aim for that leg side as well, Will Barker. just behind square. Or he'll just get bowled. Well,
Well,
that's the
there
first
you
time
go.
he hasn't scored runs against the Czech Republic. James Parker gets a
Yes.
first bowler. And a good ball there from Buyan. And
Well,
that's-
Danny, I think I've just discovered how you get rid of a tick. You bowl him. Well, that was a surprise.
yeah, I mean, he normally opens the batting, does James Parker, or he has in the past. So, anyway, might not be in great form. Brings a new batsman out.
And the Barker brothers will have something to talk about tonight, won't they? Where were you, James? Where were you, Tim? That's
Oh.
disappointing for them. That is, because they are quality opposition. Those two batsmen.
Well, bring a new batsman out, and it will be William Cope. We saw the ball. He was very good opening spell against Austria this morning.
It's Billy Cope. Well, my grandfather's name was William. We called him Billy, so I figured, everyone's
Could be.
Billy.
Could be.
If I call out Billy, do you think he'll acknowledge me,
Yeah.
or I'll get told to sit down? Won't be the first time.
So Buyan will come in again. This time to the new batsman William Cope. It's been a pretty good spell from Buyan. He's picked up 3 wickets for 17. He's got one ball left in his third over.
Just want to say a quick hello to Joe Foster in the chat, popping up, and just letting everyone in the chat know that the boundaries are 60 to 65 metres around.
Yeah.
Hi, Joe. Shob says hi as well. Venky says hi. We're all saying hi here. Hope you're doing well, mate.
Hi, Joe.
So does Danny.
Oh, that could be close.
Oh.
I think he might have got an inside edge. I thought I heard two sounds. Might have been two pads. Could have been a little inside edge.
Woody, didn't it?
It sounded like an edge, but that's the only thing that saved him, because that was well pitched up. And the umpire there just unmoved, walking backwards back to his mark quite awkwardly, a bit like a muppet.
I wouldn't call it awkward. That looks a bit like...
He's walking backwards on his heels, Phil.
It looks like that's the original moonwalk that Michael Jackson did back in 1982. It didn't quite have the same sort of fluid momentum, but that's what he was doing. He was dancing back to his position.
Good on you, Richard. Bring back the moonwalk, I say.
Anyway, going back to that, I heard two noises, and a good decision again from the umpires, who have been again very good so far.
Men in Black
this
have been
morning.
outstanding today.
They have been, as they are,
Fantastic.
pretty much always.
89 for 6 after
17, 3 overs to go. Still a bit of work to be done.
And it's Mataranga to come back. Interesting move. And this one's been chopped down. Just be a single. And bring Cope on strike. Mataranga to come back. And then, so there are one for Mataranga, and then there are two lefts for Sudesh. So I'm sure they'll...
He'll bowl one.
Sudesh will take the last over from Mataranga's end, and Buyan's got one more from this end.
That'd be about right.
So it'll be interesting to see how Sonny Clefane is lined up in this batting lineup. Because it is pretty batting heavy, this Czech team. No doubt they'll open with Dylan Steyn and Sabu and Davisi, the two left-handers. And after that, it'll be a bit up in the air to see who comes in at number 3. This one's hit the legs. Bit of a... that's well done for Mataranga, just holding the ball. Cope not knowing about it. I don't know if he fell over or tried to slide. Either way, he made it, and he
looked
got up.
He got up a little bit gingerly and a little bit sore.
I think he's okay.
Do you think maybe the fielder behind was making out that he was going to be run out, so he did put the big dive in?
Maybe I'm not sure. He definitely fell over.
He thought something more was happening, I reckon.
I
Hope he's all right, though.
think he thought the run out was on, but a bit of an inside edge there, and be chased by the bowler. Just be a single.
Yeah, I like the look of Venture, I reckon if he, given a long leash, I reckon he could do some real damage to a bowling attack. He looks good, looks fit, looks like he could really pummel the ball hard.
But Phil, like, the evidence hasn't been there yet. Some of the evidence has.
He's looking good.
He's looking good.
He's looking good.
Still, none of these batsmen have really have hit the ball cleanly consistently so far for Luxembourg.
Well,
And it might change as the tournament goes on.
Enschmann's going at 136 strike rate,
No.
so I'll give him that. He's looking good, and he's backing it up all right. It's a bit uffish.
It's good ball there. Just another single. They're approaching that 100. At least they have a target, Luxembourg. Whether it'll be enough, I don't know. But they can still get up to maybe 115, 120. Pretty much the score they had this morning. Again, there's a bit of pad. And called a leg by.
We've got in the chat. We've been asked the question why Ashokan is not bowling many times by the same person. Can I just answer that very briefly and say he doesn't have to.
Yeah, he's the skipper. He bats high up the order.
He simply doesn't have to bowl.
There are probably a couple of other bowlers here, including Sonny Clefane and how many? They use 6 bowlers, I think, already.
Yeah,
the
I think
Czechs.
so, yeah.
Ashokan's not one of them.
And Sonny hasn't had a bowl either, so there you go.
This one's hit through. Davisi is another bowler.
Yeah,
Who they haven't used, so they've got options.
got plenty of options, and he's sticking to a plan, which you have to respect as he is the captain. And I don't think there's any reason to question that whatsoever.
No, I think he's done well.
I think they've done very well in their bowling attack. 95 for 6. 2 overs to go. And let's see if Bouillon comes on for his next and last over.
Yeah, look, I think that it'll be Sudesh Vikramasekaran from the other end, and Sazib's bowled very well, I think, taking those 3 wickets. He'll want to keep it nice and tight.
It's like there's a bit of antics in the chat there. People taking back silly messages. Please. Well, that was interesting.
That was a leg.
That was a strange old moment.
This one's hit out to Ashokan. Just another single. So the singles have been good. They've ticked over the scoring, have Luxembourg, but again it's just those boundaries that have not really come to them freely. This one's hit nicely to the leg side. Fane's out there. Does well. I'll look for 2. Well, they'll get 2. As I said, he's done well. He's fumbled it and given away an extra run. And that'll bring Luxembourg up to just under 100. 99, but an over and a half left to go. So how much over 100 they'll get, we'll find out in a couple of overs. Let's see what the total is. So he's again hit to the covers to Ashokan, just a single.
It's good of Cope to turn the strike over to his to the pitch hitter. I think it's safe to call him that now. Get it to the guy who's making the runs.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's the hundreds come up by the way. 100 for 6, 18.4. 8 balls left to get something big. There's 1.
Pick
And
up
just
and throw.
1.
Good pick up and throw there from
Smith, wasn't
Patel.
it? Yep.
Yeah, attacked the ball well.
Yep.
Just kept it down to 1. We saw a similar shot where players have been running to when the fielder's been ambling in, but he attacked that well to the fielder. This one's going to be called a wide, I think, and it's gone past the keeper as well. So bit loose there from Buyan. And they'll bring Midoriya back on strike. So Phil, what do you reckon? A couple of big sixes?
Well, I reckon we might see a big six now.
Oh, they
I had
could
to
be
go one or
out,
the other.
and it's gone. Well,
Well,
that's a run out.
that's disappointing for Midoriya. Very disappointing. But these things happen. Well done from Boyan to get in there quick and affect the run out.
Probably could have just run up to the stumps and take them out instead of just launching it at them from 3 yards. But effective and out. So
If he had a miss from 3 yards out, that could have been trouble. That would have been instant replay around the world. But
could have been overthrows.
It could have been anything. Yeah, you're absolutely right. But he's affected the run out. So on the very edge of the last over, we're looking at 103 for 7. They've got 6 balls to get as many runs as they can to make this a competitive total, which I'm not sure it's going to be as competitive. Well, it's not going to be as competitive as it should be against this Czech team, which has a very strong batting lineup, as Danny pointed out before.
Well, Pankaj Malov is a new bowler. New batsman. But he won't be facing. It'll be William Cope. He'll be facing the first ball of the last over from Sudeshwar Wickramasekara. And I'm sure that they'll want to keep it nice and tight. They'll look for as many runs as they can. Will the Luxembourg batsman. They bring another man into the circle as well. In fact, where is he going? Square leg. There's a man in square leg. This one just backward square leg as well. About the 45. And this is in the air. Player coming around. Don't think he'll get there, will he? Won't. It'll bounce in front of him. And just be a single. He's in the air.
No.
He's in the air for quite a while, but had a long way to go. The fielder out there.
The wind's picked up again. We've got boxes and couscous everywhere again. If you're anywhere near Vinor in Prague and you feel like some couscous, come up to the ground, ask for Danny, he'll help you out.
I'll give you some couscous. This one's just poked back down the ground and good ball. Just trying to give Cope the strike, which I don't think is advisable with 3 balls left. Well, it's 4 balls left, 3 now.
Yeah, I think if you're on strike, just get into it, no?
I think so.
I mean, you need to get the biggest total you can. Take it upon yourself to do it.
Well, this is in the air, and it's just popped up towards the point area. But
Jeez, he didn't know much about that, did he?
it brings Cope back on strike. He's more likely to score runs on evidence. He's
It's pretty thin.
6 off 8.
It's pretty thin evidence, Danny.
Malov faced 2 balls. One he tried to prod back down the pitch. The other one wasn't very convincing. That's
Bosh.
a nice shot. There's a man out there. Pick up the ball and throw it in. That's the tank, Riddick Tomar.
He's hit that very nice, though.
Oh, it's nice to get, but they are picking out fielders, and it's just been a bit of a habit through this innings, I think, and through the last innings against Austria, they've just not been able to pick up those boundaries. Charges, lovely shot. Hits straight down the ground. Daviti fumbles, can't find the ball.
He's lost it.
And they'll get 2.
Davisi doing a full 360 pirouette there when the ball just lollied behind him. Maybe Sadesh giving him a look, saying, "We've been here before, mate. Stop screwing up down there." Drop one, and he misfield one.
And
Getting
lovely
creative.
shot.
Look at that.
And that's going to go down towards the boundary. I
And
think
that's
it'll
gonna go
get
for
there
4.
as well. Lovely shot.
Very creative.
Yeah, he used the pace of the ball well, and the keeper couldn't get round to it.
And they waited to the last ball of the innings to play a clever shot. Can you believe it? So the innings closes there on 112 runs for 7 after their 20 overs.
Phil, what do you think? Is it enough?
My head says no. My heart says no. I'm running out of organs. My liver says more, but it's not. It's talking about something else. I know it is. I feel it's not enough. Honestly, I feel they're for this Czech team with that heavy batting. We know what they're capable of. I think they're well short. But as you pointed out, and as we've said it throughout the whole innings, the Luxembourg just lacked the placement of the ball. They were hitting it to the fielders too many times. They were struggling to get singles, struggling to get twos. They were getting too many dot balls, and the boundaries. Where were the boundaries?
Yeah, exactly right.
Okay, it's a 65 metre boundary, but this is T20I. You need to hit the thing. And they do lack something in their batting department. They really do, which is a real shame because they're a quality team. Generous round of applause from both teams to each other there, acknowledging the fielding efforts, the bowling efforts, and the batting efforts. Good spirits played again in this match. Wonderful to see. What do you think? Do you think they're a bit short?
Yeah, I think they're a bit short. Look, they've got runs on the board, but at the same time, it's really not enough. I don't think. I'll have to put a lot of early pressure on. Some of these bowling figures for the Czech team. Metaranga is 1 for 20 off fifth spell. Navid Ahmed bowled beautifully, 1 for 14 off 4. Riddick Tomar 1 for 14, and then Sajid Bhuyan with those 3 wickets for 24, and Suresh Vikramaseka and Smith Patel the other bowlers.
They're very economical numbers, aren't they? Really, really good tight bowling there. Disciplined bowling from the Czech team.
Yeah, it was very good, especially Navid Ahmed at the top of the innings, only going for 3.5 and over. Pick up a wicket as well. So we'll see what happens, but I've got to think that Luxembourg will be disappointed with that. They still had wickets in hand. They tried hard, but they're just not enough boundaries. The singles aren't the issue.
Yeah.
If they pick up a boundary and over, then fine, they're picking up that score, but it's not happening at the moment for them. But then again, look, they do have runs on the board. The Czechs will just have to bat comfortably, and again pick up those boundaries, the occasional boundaries, and they've got batsmen who are capable of doing that.
Yeah, it's funny. I kind of find a sense of deja vu that we said this at the start, at the end of the Luxembourg's innings in the first match. We said, look, the score's on the board. It's short of what we think it should be at, but a few early wickets, anything can happen. Let's see how we go. And of course, in that match, Austria lost 1 early wicket, and that was it. That's until the game was pretty much said and done.
Yeah.
All over by the shouting, the damage being done by Mark Parker and Shigiwal. As a bee flies right across my face. Let's see what happens now. I mean, we'll be back in 20 minutes. I think it's a 20-minute break. And Czech team needs to score, what was it, 113?
Oh, sorry, 113, you're right.
113 for the win to get off to a cracking start in this tournament. Luxembourg will be looking to bowl very tightly and field to their best to prevent that from happening so they can get the win. It's going to be an interesting run chase.
I think it will be, and we'll be back very shortly.
Don't go too far.
All right.
See you soon.
final innings of today's play in the Central Europe Cup. It's a game between the Czech Republic and Luxembourg. Luxembourg posting 112, 113 to win for the Czech Republic. They've got a very strong batting lineup, but Luxembourg, a plucky team. They'll want to get a couple of wickets early. They did get an early wicket against Austria, but then it was a very good partnership that got Austria over the line quite comfortably in the end. And the Czechs, they'll want to start with a win as well. Luxembourg, been a little bit disappointing today for me. Last year they did have a big win against Austria later on in the tournament, so maybe it just takes a little time for them to warm up to the conditions here and to the atmosphere. The Czech team, for their opening combination of Dylan Steyn and Sabo and Divisi, both left-handers, both very good batsmen. Divisi's been a little bit of a patchy form recently, but he's looking pretty confident. The Luxembourg team walks out onto the field. The umpire's already out there, and the batsman just heading over the boundary now. So it'll be interesting to see how the Luxembourg team go with their bowling. They only have one real different option at the moment, and it's a lot of medium paces for the Luxembourg side. No one express. William Cope did bowl very well in the last game. We'll see how they cope with these two left-handers who can take it out of the reach pretty early from Luxembourg if they're in form. Sabo and Divisi, quite an unorthodox batsman. He'll play shots from the first ball. Dylan Steyn, a bit more grafting, gets the ball along the ground a lot, a bit more correct. Phil, what do you think? What do you think I think this is going to turn out for in the second innings? What's your prediction?
Well, my prediction is that this is going to be a difficult containment assignment for the Luxembourg bowling and fielding team. You've got the home team out there who have to belt 113 runs for the win, which is less than a run a ball, and against a Luxembourg team, which, as you say, has got maybe one or two what I would consider frontline bowlers. It's going to be a tall order for them. The Czechs, they still got to get the runs. The target's there for them to chase. Obviously, Dylan Steyn and Sabo and Divisi opening the batting, which is a great combination. It's been a very successful recent combination as well. Sabo didn't have a great recent ECS series. I can't really comment about Dylan's series. I didn't see a lot of it. But yeah, I think the Lux guys have got a fair bit of work in front of them to try to contain the Czech batsmen. I think it's going to be difficult. But hey, one or two quick wickets in the first couple of overs, and this game is on.
Yeah, for sure. Look, the Czechs have a lot of firepower, a lot of big-hitting batsmen, as well as a lot of good technical batsmen. But funny things happen in cricket. So it'll be William Cope bowling to Sabo and Divisi. Left-hander. It's a bit of a full toss, just poked down the ground. It's a pretty comfortable single. It's it off the middle of the bat. Does Divisi bring Dylan Steyn on strike?
Bit of a loose in the first ball, that one. Bit fuller than maybe Sabo was expecting. They still punched it away for just that one to get him off the mark.
He's very much a confidence player, is Saba, and in the ECS we saw him that he just was lacking confidence. And you can just see a different pluck about him today. And Dylan Steyn, again, very correct batsman. Just looking around the corner, there's an interesting field to the left-handers. There's no one at fine leg at all. There's a square leg, but I want to keep it nice and straight. Cope. It's a slow ball. It's poked out to a man at point, no run, but he'll want to keep it outside off stump.
Yeah, that is an interesting field, isn't it? You've got a mid on, and then you've got someone that's square leg, just next to the umpire. That's it. Interesting, no protection, fine.
And that's 4 runs.
And that's why you should
I
bolt there.
don't know if it's going to
Is it
reach,
gonna run?
actually. Well, it hasn't
Well,
run.
there you go. It
It's
hasn't
just
got the
2.
legs.
They look for 3, actually. It's, he just turned it around the corner. Didn't quite go to all of it. But that's a bit of a risky shot there from Stain. I think he dragged it from the stumps, just right across him. And,
Yeah,
but there's a big gap down there. As long as you get something on it. Bring Davisi back on strike. Oh, dab down. That's where he's been getting into trouble a little bit as Saba. He's playing a bit of a nothing shot outside off stump like that. He's getting caught behind, and it's
Yeah, he's been done for caught behind. He's been done for playing on. He's been beaten on those sorts of, as you call it, a nothing shot. It's what comes out of that if you connect.
he tries a big swing and a miss.
And then he goes completely polar the other direction. Tries to put the kitchen sink into it. Yeah, he just needs to calm down here. It's not a huge score. Like I said at the start, it's less than a run a ball, and they've got a batting depth. I mean, these two, you think they should just get on with the job and not do anything silly.
I'd like to see the Czechs attack though. Oh, that one's hit him. I'd like to see the Czechs attack, and that you can see what Saba wants to do. Because you sometimes see these low scores not attacked, and then they leave it a little bit late to get the last few runs, and sometimes you see them not quite get there. 112, so that was pretty light. Anyway, fourth first over, pretty good over there from Cope.
I see. Used to me as a wicketkeeper, just asked for the helmet. So he's going to be up at the stumps.
And it'll be Garesh to bowl, and that's. I think he just wants to keep Davisi in his crease. And obviously with Garesh, who's just a medium pacer. They have a lot of them to Luxembourg.
Yeah, I think it's the right idea. Yeah, I was surprised in the last match because Garesh got thrown the ball quite late in the match. I didn't sort of pick him as a possible batsman. Possible bowler, and he bowled okay. I mean, the match was pretty much done. I think he might have picked up a couple of those late wickets in the Austrian innings.
Comes Garesh and
Stump to stump, very nice.
yeah, nice little start.
Yeah, Luxembourg are going to need to make some inroads pretty quickly. I don't know about containing these two. I mean, these two will not be contained. They'll either hit out or get out.
It's respectfully played, I should say, by Dylan Stain. So, interesting contest at the moment. But again, very much an offside field. And this one's dragged away. That's 4 runs.
Yeah,
And just a fraction straight there.
yeah, that's it. Just a slight. It was just straight and too easy just to twist it around to a very vacant leg side, as you just mentioned the moment earlier, Danny. Lovely shot.
Yeah, really good shot. It's pretty safe. The infield's in. There's only a man at backward square leg and mid wicket. There's a man straight as well on the offside, on the onside, but just have another look at it here, Stain. And there are quite good runs in that area, and he's got past the fielder. He's got a bit on it. They should come back for a second pretty comfortably, and they do.
Yeah, Dylan was he played the right shot there. I mean, it was again drifting a bit too close to his middle stump, so he was easily in position to knock it around the corner.
It's a little bit easy at the moment for Stain. To bowl to his field, just outside off stump, I think would be the spot. Doesn't get there that time either.
We just got away with that. It could have been another one.
Yeah, it's I guess he's running a little bit across the line. There's Stain, but it's a dangerous game from the bowler. That's a full toss. Hit out the covers. They'll take a nicely run quick single. They went straight away. That's another weakness of Subbers as he's running between the wickets. And they set off right then, straight away. That's another single. Pretty good over there for the Czech team. 11 for no loss, 7 off it.
2 overs gone. That sounds like they're pretty much on target.
Pretty much on target, Phil?
I'd say so. Pretty much on target.
Pretty much on target. So, Phil, did you have a pie for lunch from the pie shop?
Yes, I did. I managed to get myself a chicken pie.
I had a beef pie. Very good.
It was all right.
Yeah, as usual.
Very
Good pies from the pie shop, delivered by Ash.
Oh yeah,
And,
big shout out to Ash.
Zavi is his son, who was in the passenger seat when they delivered.
That's right. Just reminded Ash when he goes to drive off and give us a wave and a smile. Put the car in gear, and you'll be right, son.
Oh, that could be close.
Hit him on the foot.
And he's got him.
He's given.
Well,
Wow.
that's Stain. He's hit him on the foot, and he'll have to go. That's first wicket down. Big wicket there for Luxembourg. Well bowled by Cope. He's hobbling off. Is Dylan Stain. Not happy.
Oh, his Stain was looking all right in that previous over. He was working the ball to the leg side, picking the gaps, and he was looking a bit ominous. But he's gone. The ball's hit him on the full. Obviously enough for the umpire to say you're on your way,
Yeah, well,
and that's how it works.
looked definitely wasn't going over the stumps.
Sure enough, not. No.
So yeah, Dylan Stain, he's out. Not very happy with himself. But there's plenty of tournament to go for him, and that brings out the big man Arun Ashokan, the skipper for the Czech Republic. He's a good batsman, is Arun Ashokan. They'll want to get him early. He's played a good steadying role for the Czech Republic over the last year or so as skipper, but just very important batting innings with Ashokan. But Cope, he's definitely been the pick of the bowlers for Luxembourg here in this today. Him and Dixit, who's missing out this game.
Yes.
Quite surprisingly, the left armour. I thought he bowled very, very well in the first game against Austria.
Yeah, we were a bit surprised when we saw Dixit was left out. We felt he was one of the better bowlers against Austria, but maybe it was already preordained on a rotational basis that he would be cutting up the oranges for this match. Not sure, but I'm sure we'll see him again tomorrow.
And it was always someone's mum that cut up the oranges. It was never the players generally. It's just played down the pitch. Again, well bowled by Cope.
My mum used to let me cut their oranges.
Really?
She always felt I was okay with a knife. I can't explain that.
Fair enough.
Venky, don't look at me like that.
Is there anything we should know, Phil?
No. I could tell a story about how I took a lamb's heart to school to show and tell, and then I cut it up and dissected it when I was 7, but I won't talk about that anymore. Lovely delivery there from Cope. He is the best bowler. He's the pick of the Luxembourg bowlers, dear Danny. Just get back to the cricket for a sec. Yeah, I agree that he is. He's stump to stump, nice and full, and a bit of respect shown there by the batsman too, just to play it back to him.
He's got a nice bit of pace about him as well. Not express, but good pace. Comes in again. On to Shokin. That's a good ball outside off. Well left. So it's been a good over again. And it'll be interesting to see also whether they hold him back for a couple at the end, which they did in the game against Austria. So he's bowling very well. Picked up a wicket. Bowling good economy as well. But you've got to say the last game as well, there wasn't any big hitting from the Austrians. It's been very respectful. And again, it's probably to do with the conditions. A little bit chilly still today. Ball might get a bit of swing early as well.
Yeah, the Austrian innings is an interesting one. I mean, Rasmo Shigewell had a good innings, 65 of 47, I think it was, going at about 130, 135 strike rate. But
The rest of the Austrian team, though, Mark Simpson Parker, I think he was batting around in the 90s. Yeah, there wasn't a lot of big hitting. I think we had 1 6 in the innings. Maybe there was a second one. I'm trying to remember now.
But it was a responsible innings by Shigawala, wasn't it? It
very
wasn't
much
as though
so,
it was like you could see that he probably could have stepped it up a little bit more, but just didn't need to. And especially early on, he was pushing the ball around nicely and hit the loose balls rather than trying to manufacture something that wasn't there.
Yeah. Yeah, he got a very well-deserved man of the match for his batting effort as well. Saw his team across the line with a very well-controlled innings.
Comes Cope again and it's hit to that man at short cover. Hit firmly, but again, just
That's another good over. Wow.
It was a wicket maiden there.
Whoa.
For William Cope. That's the first maiden we've seen in this tournament, I think.
That is, I reckon, yes. Very well bowled, William Cope. Take a bow. Very well bowled.
So they'll want a little partnership here between these two. They're both very capable. Right-hand, left-hand combination now. So singles, if they can take them, it is a very tight field. Of course, the power play is in effect. Men back. There's a long off, and I think a long on that I can't spot. There is a long on there, hiding behind a fielder. So that's the two men back straight. But Subborn Divisi, he is strong straight, but also quite strong, very strong square of the wicket.
It's very strong square, isn't he? He loves that lofted, sort of off the hip pull shot. You see him get into position very quickly when he sights something he likes.
It's a good ball, really well bowled there from Garesh.
Now that's interesting. If I was watching Subber then to see if he'd move in position, he literally held his position till the ball was practically on him, and then made a feeble little movement of the gloves to meet it. There he goes.
That's not feeble.
That's what I was talking about just a few moments ago. The way he swivels into position and launches that into the air onto the leg side. When he connects, it looks fantastic.
Yeah, just dropped that a little bit short the bowler and right onto it, Subber, and that's just being returned now. It went a long way. Nice shot there from Divisi.
Yeah, that's one of the shots that I feel like it's sort of his trademark shots. When he gets behind one of that and he's so powerful, square off his hips like that.
Another thing he does very well is he gets back in his crease and gives himself to get enough room to get under the ball. That's a bowler again. It's been punched into the covers, no run.
Nice shot. Nice connect, but straight to the fielder.
Yeah, it's going to be a nice shot to be able to pierce that field. There's a ring of about 5 of them there.
Yeah, you got to place that very well.
Oh, it's down leg side. He's got it around the corner. It's going to go towards a boundary. I think it'll get there too.
That's going to run away.
That's 4 runs. Another 4 runs to Divisi. Just a little bit down leg side. And
yeah, that's gotten away from the fielder there. Wow. Yeah.
It's been a good over so far for the Czech Republic.
Yeah, good over for Subborn Divisi. He was been lingering there on 1 run, not doing much, and suddenly he's up to 11, and he's off and running.
Let's see how he comes back from here, Garesh. So he's hit again through the leg side. They'll look for 2. They'll only get 1 though, and bring Ashokan on strike.
They've really got to watch their line here, because they've been drifting onto Subber's pads or into his middle stump, and he's not been troubled by the offside field. He's leisurely picking it off to the leg side. They need to be careful there. So yes, Arun now onto face. He went for 5 dot balls in the previous over. Let's see how he goes now.
Yeah, as I said, he's been a lot more responsible with his batting. He hit the ball a long way as well, Ken Arun. That one's cut through
Just
the
like that.
infield, and that's a beautiful shot. That's another 4 runs. Lovely shot, risk-free.
The placement was needle point perfect.
Yeah, nice shot.
Dissected the field. Lovely shot.
So very good over there for the Czechs. After 4 overs, they are 26 for 1. And quite an expensive one there from Girish. interesting to see if Cope will continue, and I think he will. It's a pretty good move. They need wickets early on. They know that, the Luxembourg players and their skipper, Mies. If they don't get those early wickets, I think they know that they're going to go home winless today.
We've got a fan in the chat, Nermal, who enjoys bananas apparently. He's put up 5 banana emojis. Not sure what that's about. But enjoy your bananas, mate. Crack on with that.
It's a full toss, and that's been just poked along its way. It's 4 runs.
So they're going to give that a no ball for over?
No, not a no ball.
I thought it got to him a little bit high from this angle, but
it did look pretty high
square
to me,
leg
Phil,
didn't
no,
budge. Okay,
not enough.
Carry on then.
Well,
yeah, no. My
4 runs.
first instinct was it was over waist height, but
it might have been. He almost nudged it to that man, that short third man as well.
yeah.
But comes again. This one's hit over the top. There's a man out there. He won't reach it, will he? Yeah, he does, but he drops it.
Made a great effort to snaffle that one, didn't he?
Really good effort to get there, and that was.
Jeez, he almost swallowed that one up. That would have been a fantastic catch.
Well, so
Who is it out there?
it's one of the Barker boys, I think.
It is one of the Barker boys, isn't it? Yes.
I think it's Tim, who hasn't had the best tournament yet so far.
Oh, if he'd taken that, would have been ecstatic. Just as Sabah starts to unwind.
Scope to Ashoka, who tickles it around the corner. They'll get at least 2.
Yeah, not a great ball that.
And they'll, yeah, he's got not much protection down there. But he has been very good, has William Cope. A little bit unfortunate not to pick up a wicket. And it feels now very much, well, interesting. I know it's a shoelace issue. It's still in the power play, but what he's done is he's made it a much more even field. So the skipper, where everything was on, the fielders were on the offside before. Now they've dispersed them onto the leg side as well. This one's hit straight. Firmly.
Got the power to get through.
I think it might,
It
and that's 4 runs. Lovely shot there. Hit it very straight.
That's a sweet bit of timing, that, Danny. That's what that is. He's hit that just well enough to tantalisingly tease the fielder just in front of us here to get across, and he hasn't got across. Lovely shot from Skipper.
Oh, he plays that very well. He plays it with a nice straight bat. Even when he hits big, he hits pretty straight. Does Arun. It's a very nice shot. And now 37.
Alarm bells are signalling inside the Luxembourg camp, I reckon, about now.
Yeah, it's well, they need a wicket. It's pretty much the same as the previous game, where they got an early wicket, and now it's getting away from them a bit. This one's tucked around the corner. Just be a single.
Sabah was already off and running as the ball came off Arun's bat there. Good quick run.
It's been handed a nice refreshment.
What did you get?
I got gold apple.
I've got myself a dark fruit, which is one of my favourites.
Is it? Fantastic.
That
Well, I
fantastic.
like gold apple. So
Thank you
thank you very much.
boss. Thank you.
Thank you. The production team doing a great job.
They're producing a lot of good stuff for us. That's what we like to see.
It's a cracking shot out to the man deep. Just be a single. Starting to hit the ball okay as Sabah would.
Yeah, Sabah's starting to get into his stride now, and that's what alarm bells are ringing. Definitely, that's the end of the over. That's the end of the 5th over. 39 for 1. Czech's looking comfortable after that very early loss of Dylan Stain.
Yeah, look, there is a lot of batting to come for the Czechs, but Luxembourg, I know they need early wickets. They did get the 1. There's another change of bowler after that very expensive over there from Girish. It'll be Shrif Karan Akil, who'll be coming in, who was bowled quite well last time in the last game. And as I said, they'll need to get wickets, but they do have quite a few medium pacers who bowl around about the same pace. to Luxembourg.
Yeah, Luxembourg need to, again, carbon copy of the game against Austria. They need to find 1 or 2, maybe even 3 wickets in the next over or 2 to get some real pressure onto this batting team.
That's it.
I know we're only 5 overs in, but start building that pressure early.
I'm not sure if that's going to be called a dead ball. I'm not sure if he really played a shot at that.
Yeah,
And
umpires have a look.
it's going to be called. Yeah, it's going to be called a dead ball.
And I think that's fair enough.
I totally agree. I don't think he played a shot.
Yep. He looked like more he was trying to let it go, and I think it just clipped him.
Yeah.
So yeah, fair call from the umpire. Good job from the umpire.
There is a big gap around cow corner, and there's also back behind square as well. This one's just prodded, no run.
He just dropped it into that very busy offside field. Yeah, you're right. I mean, on the angle that we're sitting here, there is literally one fielder, maybe 2 fielders behind the batsman to the right.
I think. Whoa, lovely cut shot there from Sabah.
Here's the gap.
That's 4 runs. Just a really nicely timed shot.
Yeah, bisected the field nicely there.
There are a lot of options here for Davisi. To be fair, he's very strong. He plays in the air on the offside, and the ring is still in. There's no one covering that, so there's runs out there if the ball's right. He's quite a few good options. This one's dragged through the leg side.
Bit of a chase.
I think it'll reach a boundary as well.
Who's going to win? There are 3 men converging.
And
one acrobat, one to throw it back, and one to. It was like what do they call them? The council workers digging up the street. There was one person doing the job, one person coming in late, and one person watching.
The man who did the job never touched the ball.
He didn't, did he?
He tried to drag it back, but it already stopped.
That's why he fell over and flung himself over the line. I think he felt that it was going to keep rolling.
It was a very good effort out there. It was a good chase. In the end, 3 runs.
That's how my local council back in Australia used to dig ditches. That's exactly how it worked. Always one guy standing around doing nothing. There we go.
Oh, good ball. Got up a little bit. Tucked up Ashokan.
We got a question in the chat from Yash asking, any chances for a defending team? There's always a chance for a defending team. They just got to work really hard.
Pretty good over there. Dragged it back a little bit. What was that? 1 boundary, 8 off it, and Czechs now 47 for 1. So what do you make of the Czech side so far?
Well, okay. So we they lost Dylan fairly early for an LBW, which I think was pretty plumb. And since then, Sabah has stood up and hit the ball rather nicely, looking a bit fluid, looking very dangerous. Arun, his batting over the last 12 months, I think it's just gotten better and better. It's gotten a lot more mature, and he's really playing for the conditions and playing for the situation as a captain should. They're looking solid. They're looking really good. 47 for 1 after 6. Power play's now done. Interested to see what Luxembourg do with the field. Looks like pretty much going onto the boundary line around as far as I can see. I think the Czechs are in the box seat.
Yeah, I think I'd have to agree with you here. I think they bowl quite well, and so far with the batting, it's gone okay for them. So this is the new bowler. It's Pankaj Malav, and Yusmis, the skipper, is keeping up to him. It's a medium pacer again.
Yeah, we didn't see Malav in the previous game.
It's a bit full. It's dragged onto the onside. Should just be a single, I think. They'll look for 2, but they won't. Decided against it. And yeah, he looks a useful bowler, does Malav. As the field changes for the left-hander. But I've got to say that.
Still 65 runs needed off 82 there. Sorry to catch you off there, Danny. 65 needed off 82. What do you think? Check's going along nicely.
I think it's
Nicely
it's,
paced.
I think it's going to plan at the moment. As mentioned, there's quite a few solid batsmen. Actually, that's been tucked around the corner. That'll be 4 runs. Just got a bit too straight there. And a nice shot.
Yeah.
So it's Davisi. It's looking pretty confident. Still not as fluid as what I've seen him in the past, but still 29 off 17. 4 fours and a single so far. Sorry, 4 fours and a 6 so far. And yeah, look, I think it's going okay for the Czechs. I think Luxembourg do need wickets. That's hammered through the offside. That's another 4 runs. Lovely square drive from Davisi.
He's punched that with authority, hasn't he? What a great shot. Yeah, he came down the wicket just ever so gently, gave himself a bit of space, and yeah, placed it perfectly. There is a fielder out there in the deep, but even he couldn't get anywhere near that. Lovely shot.
Gave him absolutely no chance.
Yeah, Saba's looking in ominous form now.
In anonymous form?
Anonymous.
Anonymous form.
Not
Okay.
anonymous. Not anonymous. We all know who he is, and he's quality.
There's this man on strike, the skipper Ashokan, but afterwards, I'm not sure who'll be in next. I'd like to see Sonny Clefane have a bit of a bat, but Sudesh Vikramasekara is there, and Riddick Tomar, and then there's Sajid Bhuyan. So there's a lot of batting to come.
It's quite a good depth of batting in the Czech team, isn't there? Quite a depth, and that's even after they get rid of 1 or even 2 of these guys.
Well, that's what you need in a T20 team now. You need good depth in batting. You need also a good variety of bowling. You need a good keeper as well, and you need the fielding to be up to standard. And I think it's starting to come together as far as a team with the Czechs. You can see how good Austria are as well. And I think so far on evidence, Luxembourg a little bit off the pace in this tournament.
Yeah.
Compared to the other two.
Yeah, I think you're right.
But still a long way to go.
Yeah, we're 7 overs down. 57 for 1. But Czech still definitely got more than their nose in front at the moment.
Well, they're halfway there. Phil, it's Bon Jovi time, isn't it? Oh, this is in the air. Don't think anyone will get there though. It just drops in between 2 players. Just go through for a single. Just didn't time that one.
It was actually a couple of minutes past Bon Jovi time. At 57 for 1.
Halfway to the next verse.
Where's Chris Packer, who was in the chat before, keeping us entertained with Bon Jovi lyrics? I'm sure he's got the collection.
This one's tucked around the corner.
Oh, lovely touch.
It won't go all the way. It'll just be halfway to the boundary. Good pick up and throw. And they'll come back for a comfortable 2.
Oh, it was a very comfortable 2. I think the 2 fieldsmen were a little bit late out of the blocks after that one, but the gap between the 2 fieldsmen actually was quite wide, and with the delicate of touches from Aaron there. Nice shot.
The sun's come out again, Phil. It's still pretty chill from where we are. But,
That wind is absolutely cutting through me. It's ridiculous.
I think we need a cone of silence, Phil, like some sort of perspex bubble around us. Comes the bowler again. This one's hitting the air. Players under it should take it, and misjudges it and
He
puts
has
it
bobbled
down. Well, he's not happy with himself.
I gotta say, he didn't look comfortable. He didn't look set and comfortable at any time coming in. Oh no!
That wind is really difficult though. It's difficult to judge a ball that goes in the air. Sometimes they hold up, sometimes they go through a little bit further, sometimes they swirl around. So it's not the easiest conditions.
And that partnership between these two now worth 50 runs. So well played. That's come up in quick time too.
This one's just been prodded back down. Yeah, look, difficult conditions for fielders when the ball goes in the air like that.
Yeah.
It's just very difficult to judge.
Well, we saw same position. Smith Patel put down a catch that he would normally take any day of the week anywhere in the world. So fair dues to the player down there in the same position who spilled that one.
Yeah, there's been a few catches from actually very, very good fielders that have gone down today. So it's I think we'll have to put that congratulations.
61 for 1 after 8. 12 overs to go. Still a fair bit of cricket left in this match. Don't worry about that. Luxembourg still need to do something here to reverse the current fortunes of where we think this game's going to go.
Yeah, it's just gone a bit still for them. And the Czechs, they're scoring. I won't say they're scoring freely, but they're scoring enough runs per over. And as just I mentioned before, like they're getting a boundary and over or so.
Yep.
And with the singles that they're taking as well, it's getting to, this. Oh, he's got him. Well, yeah, there is.
You think it's Oros Singh, don't you?
Could be.
Yeah. But he's there. He's etched in history, and he's still got a bit of a job to do for his team. So let's see how we go.
Yeah, as I said, he'll play the good balls well, and then if there's anything like that, and that's just get him off the mark. In the series down in Cartagena in Spain, we were at the ECN series. I think the first 3 innings he played, the first ball he smashed for 6 off the first 3 innings he played.
Did he?
And big hits as well. But I think this is a slightly different pitch. It's not quite as road-like as that Cartagena pitch. That's a bowler again. And just been prodded down by Saba, no run. Well played.
Yeah, for anyone who saw the ECC in Cartagena last October, wasn't it? September, October?
September, I think, yep.
September, October, yep, that's right. Great series put on there by European Cricket Network.
Oh, it's been
Lovely
squeezed
shot.
out.
That's going to not quite roll. I reckon it's going to be cut off.
Nope, but
No,
it's
it's
going
going to go all the way. So close, teasing the fielder, but no, it had enough legs.
Yeah, nice shot that. Just squeezed it out. So very full livery.
Saba marching on his way there.
It's been pretty good, has Malov though. Been impressed with him.
Yeah, he's been all right. Yeah.
He's got a very angular run to the crease. This one's been hit straight to the cover fielder. It comes in at about a 45.
Not quite protractor level.
Not quite
Angle, not
protractor
quite,
level,
but
no.
still.
The mini protractor.
The mini protractor. Yeah. What would you call a mini protractor? Is it just a mini protractor?
A tractor?
It's just another protractor, is it?
Just another protractor. A mini protractor. I don't know. I mean, he's a set square. There you go.
It's funny. I was thinking set square, but I thought, yeah, it doesn't really ring.
It's not a protractor.
You wouldn't want to put that down as your nickname, would you?
There's no angle or no.
On a resume, would you? What do they
Set
call you?
square.
What do they call you? Set square. Coming on an angle.
I come in an angle. Yeah, coming at a 45.
Yeah, I come in about a 45. Right. And why do you want to be a bus driver? I come in on an angle. We'll call you.
Anyway,
I'm not saying he wants to be a bus driver. If I found out he was a bus driver in Luxembourg, I tell you what, I'll go out and buy a lottery ticket tonight.
so here's going to be a very interesting contest. It'll be Vikram Vish who'll come in to bowl to Suresh Vikramasekaran. Vikram, he was the top wicket taker for Luxembourg last year. Very, very good bowler, very experienced. Comes in bowling to the beast. And squeezed out past cover, out to the boundary. Just be a single. Bring Davisi on strike. So we mentioned he was probably the best of the bowlers for Luxembourg on his figures last year and over the years, Vikram. But he got hammered for 10 off the first 2 balls he bowled today, including a big 6 off the first ball he bowled. So they want to contain the batsman here, Vikram, but they also really need wickets. 62 for 2 at the moment, 8.4 overs. Comes in bowling to Davisi. And that's outside off stump. Just found a bit of a gap there. Just a single through the cover region.
There's Divisi up to 40 now of 26 balls, going along very nicely at around about 150 something. Good strike rate. Bring your beast on to give him a go.
Don't want to. He's got to get in the right areas here, Vikram. Let's cut away. There's a man back there. Just be a single. Bring Divisi back on strike and it plays with the field. With that right-hand, left-hand combination. Phil, I hope it's going to be warmer tomorrow.
Jeez, I'd really want to be. I don't know what. I put all my warm clothes away for summer about 2 months ago. And now I'm going to have to dig them all back out again.
It's a slow ball. It's hit in the air. Should be caught by the bowler, I think. And takes it.
And
He's
he's
very
happy.
happy. Pumps the air.
Very happy. He's got rid of a very dangerous batsman there. Very happy as he says goodbye to Sabawan Divisi, who just couldn't put that where he wanted to. Straight up in the air and straight back down into the welcoming hands of Vikram.
Well, bring the tank out. Riddick Tomar, and they wouldn't want to lose too many more wickets. The Czechs. They've got
That's true.
two very good batsmen out there, two very dynamic batsmen, but they want to get up towards this total. It's not out of hand at the moment for Luxembourg. 46 off 65, so it's on paper it's quite easy, but they still have to get those runs, the Czechs.
That's right. Still a job to be done out there. And yeah, Lux are a bit pumped by that. They're now pushing it out into the middle order. Another wicket will really spice things up a little bit.
Well, Vikram's very motivated by that, as you saw that he did the Ronaldo type goal celebration. Not that that means anything to you, Phil, but
Who's Ronald?
Ronald.
Ronaldo.
Yes.
Ronaldo,
Yes,
that's the
I know
guy.
Ronaldo. Yes, he plays for Aston Villa, doesn't he?
Maybe he's leaving Manchester United.
Aston Villa seconds.
Here comes Vikram again.
Brentford.
He's bowling to Riddick Tomar. The tank. That's respectively played.
Ooh, very watchful there from Tank, wasn't it? Suddenly Vikram seems to be a couple of yards quicker right now.
Riddick Tomar made his debut for the Czech Republic in Malta. Did pretty well. Probably didn't get the big score he wanted. Hit the ball pretty cleanly though. And he's good with the bat and ball for the Czechs. Good all-round player is Riddick Tomar. As Vikram comes in again. And it's outside off stump. Just pokes at it.
That was very close to another wicket then.
That's a very good over there from Vikram.
That would have probably set the whole team off if they had picked up Tank for nothing then. But instead, that's the end of the over. We're halfway through the innings. That's 10 overs down, 69 for 3. Czechs are just having a slight little, well, I couldn't even call it a wobble really, but just losing a couple of wickets when felt that things are going the right way for them. Just proves that this is a short game of cricket. Anything goes. Don't count a team out until the game is done.
Definitely not counting Luxembourg out.
Never.
They do need these wickets. They've got 3 of them so far. Another one in the next couple of overs will be very interesting. It'll be a new bowler. And it's going to be Amit Dingra, who was probably the weakest of the bowlers in the last game. He bowled a few wides and got tonked a little bit. So we'll see how he goes against the Beast, who has done a bit of tonking in his time.
Yeah, he's known for tonking, isn't he?
He's been going to be hitting with the wind though as well. So, ooh, a good ball first up, and they'll get a leg by. Got a bit more bounce than he expected there.
Did get up on him, didn't it?
It was a good ball.
But it's a good quick call from Riddick to get the beast off strike and get him through.
Yeah, Tanky's a bit of a tonker as well, so gonna have to bowl well here. The
Tank the Tonker.
Tanky the Tonker, yeah.
Did you ever have a Tonker tank?
I think I'm not sure if I had a Tonker tank.
I had a Tonker truck when I grew up. Well, sometimes I haven't grown up yet.
Another good ball. Good start here from the bowler.
He's got a good line there, hasn't he? Very good line.
Asking the question, it's not the most convincing of appeals.
It's that nagging length too that just gets up into that area where you're not sure whether to come forward, to go back, to defend.
Yeah, you're right there, Phil.
It's a good position. Good bowling.
Oh, another good ball. I said he was probably the weakest of the bowlers in the last game, but
He
it's
heard
a
you.
very good start so far here from the bowler Dhingra.
He heard you and he said, "Watch this, Danny. Hold my beer." I hope not literally, figuratively only. And he's turning it on.
Comes in again, bowling to the tank. This one's hit through the third man area. That'll be 4 runs. Pick the gap.
Bit streaky, but he has picked the gap nicely.
It's relieved a bit of the pressure from one that was mounting on these two. And yeah, it's what's happening in the Czech innings. What didn't happen in the Luxembourg innings is these boundaries, like one and over, nothing major. But it's just what's getting the Czechs to this score pretty rapidly. Comes a bowler again. So it's hit down the ground. Just should be a single, I think. I'll bring the beast back on strike. As I said, the wind is blowing into our face, so it's these two will be, if they hit straight, will be hitting with the wind. Anything in the air should carry over the boundary, even though it's a pretty long boundary compared to what we've seen earlier in the year. Here comes the bowler again. This one's hit straight and hard, but just be a single. And does well there. Cope. Got a bit of a dodgy bounce, hit him in the chest, but it's
Yeah, I think it just bounced up off his wrist into his chest, but he was everything. It was all behind it, and there was no chance of that getting past him. Well fielded.
That was a pretty good over there from Dhingra. 6 from it, and just that one boundary from Tomar. 76 for 3 off 11 overs. The Czech Republic. They're need 37 or 54. They wouldn't want to get that run rate any closer than a runner ball. But at the moment they're going okay. And it'll be Vikram to continue again bowling to the beast.
Well, when your run rate is just a tad over 4 and over, as you say, Danny, if you pick up a boundary and over, you'll get the signals organically from just normal play, and that'll see you through.
It's called a wide, and Vikram goes down. Hope
Vikram's
he's okay.
down.
I hope he's okay.
Magic spray.
I think it's his shoulder.
Well, he's holding it. It looks a
That's-
bit ginger.
That's not good. And
Tank is in there. Yep, they're calling for something.
yeah, and the
Medic's
medical
here.
medical man's coming out for the first time, looking very cool in his yellow jacket.
His high vis jacket that says "Stay out of my way. I am the medical man, for I am here." Do you think he's got magic spray?
It's actually not. It's not the highs of his jacket. It's the one with the red. You'll see him coming on a moment with the red bag. He's the medical man.
Has he got magic spray?
I think
We had a magic spray song.
magic spray.
Wasn't it to the tune of Spider-Man or Spider-Pig?
Spider-Pig. Yeah.
Spider-Pig. Yeah, it was magic spray, make that pain go away. Come again another day.
Thanks, Phil. That's enough
Did
of
you
the Magic
hear
Spray song.
what I say? Okay. I may just violated a court order by singing.
Let's hope Vikram's okay.
I was not serious.
It's his right shoulder, I think. I'm not sure. He went down. I'm not sure if he landed on it or what happened exactly. But there was concern from the batsman Riddick Tomar.
Yeah, Riddick went to him straight away.
So
I couldn't tell whether he went down on his shoulder or whether it was his shoulder that gave out a little bit.
I think he slipped. I'm not sure if exactly what happened, but we'll have a look and we'll see. The magic spray is coming out. It is the magic. No, it's not actually water. I think maybe it's water.
That is the magic
water.
spray.
The magic spray.
Danny, it is water. This is very cold water.
And I think it'll be okay. The
Everyone's breaking up now.
tree there.
Let's hope.
Very keen.
Let's hope
He's on the
Vikram's
field.
okay above everything
The,
else. All jokes aside.
The Czech 14th man, Sri Kanyalal, is enjoying his his time in the field.
We'll try to get the medic to come over to us for an interview. He's running to the wrong tent.
Over here. You there?
Medic. Yeah, no, he's found us.
There you
He's
go.
found us.
He's
He's all
got
right.
his, got his cool sunglasses on as well.
I think it's his first tournament with us, so if he's maybe he just doesn't want to come near me. I don't know what it is.
I think he's trying to work out why this isn't football.
He's wondering why we're calling him over. I think that's what it is.
Good job.
Good work.
All good. Oh, that's hits hard.
Okay.
And that's well cut off there. They'll look for two. They have to run hard, and that's well run there.
But he seemed okay. All right.
Yeah, he seems okay.
Okay.
Vikram, apparently, according to the
Fantastic.
medical man.
Yep.
And that last ball was very slow out of the hand from Vikram. I think he's struggling still. He's still holding that shoulder. But he's such an important player for Luxembourg. Hope he hasn't done too much to it. Maybe get some ice on it tonight. Should be okay for tomorrow, we hope. But last ball came out very, very slowly. Comes in again. And again, right on line. Beats him outside off stump. Brave move from Vikram to continue.
You know how I know that Terry enjoys my singing? He loves telling everyone on the chat about my singing. And special thanks to Keanu Nolan, who's looking after us in the chat as well. And he also enjoys me at karaoke nights. Thank you guys, appreciate the support.
By the way, big thanks to Hugo Banks as well, who
Oh yes, yes.
who was instrumental in the organisation of this ground, who helped out with a mower. For some reason the mowers keep on breaking here. I don't know if it's to do with the super grass we have on the Scott Page field here in Vinor in Prague, but they always break. And there's a last minute shout out to Hugo Banks, who his family owns this land that we're on, and he helped us out with a mower to make this ground look presentable and good for cricket. This one's in the air. Player coming around. I don't think he'll get there. It'll bounce in front of him. Does well. Just be a single. Didn't quite get hold of that. Did the beast.
And anyone who's wondering who Hugo Banks is, he's one of the old war horses based here in Prague. Used to play cricket against him back in 14, 15 years ago. Used to play for Vinor.
Yeah.
And he's still around. Yeah, I got a few people around me who are Vinor people waving their fists in the air and saying woohoo. That's right. But Hugo's a great guy. He lives locally, and this is his property that we play on, and he's done really good by us.
It's Vikram again bowling the not so surprised slower ball. He's slowed down considerably, but ball dipping, and I think he'll bowl another slower ball here again. Riddick Tomar having a big swing and a miss at it. Comes in again. This one just goes slightly across the line, just be a single out to the man at long on.
Yeah, when Vikram went down, he did immediately go to his bowling shoulder, didn't he? His right shoulder.
He did. Yeah.
Well, he's able to sort of roll it over. I don't know what sort of discomfort he's in, but he's staying out there for now.
Yeah, I'd
His
get him
skipper's
off the
having a
field.
chat to
He's
him.
such an important player. Just get him off the field, get some ice on it.
I reckon I wouldn't be surprised if that's what Just is saying to him right now. You know, do you maybe want to just step out for the rest of this match, and we'll see you back here tomorrow.
Yeah, it would
Get-
be, I
get
think
out
it'd
the
be
Denker rub.
advisable. He's not the youngest anymore, is Vikram, and there's no point in having him out there if he's holding his shoulder. They've got other bowling options.
Yeah.
But I think Eustace having a chat to him and saying, "Son, just go off, get
Yeah.
it treated." In fact, I think Eustace looking out towards the 12th man now.
And
There's something
there's the
going on.
sign. Yep.
So no one's moving though.
No, well, it's funny enough that the fielder on the boundary line thought he was waving to him, so he waved back. Seriously, he did. There's a fielder in the deep over here. He simply just waved back but didn't move. I think the message hasn't gotten across yet.
Well, Vikram's not moving either. And
So he's waving. No, wait. Ah, there we go. There we go.
take
All right.
your high vis off. That's it.
That's
yes,
it.
well done.
Oops. No.
Wrong one.
We've got the wrong replacement fielder.
What's go? hold on. Is that Vikram not coming off? There's two of them. What's?
Okay. Is Vikram worth two people? Is he?
I think. Yeah,
Oh no,
there's two of them coming
so
off.
he's coming off. This one's coming off, and Vikram
So-
is slowly walking off.
Hold on. Anup Ursu has
Is that
done.
Anup?
Well, Anup's done nothing as well. But he's come off. He's come off the field, and Vikram as well. They both come off the field, and Anup is now donning the jacket. So I'm not sure. I mean, he must be injured as well somehow. But there's
Okay.
there's
Yep.
the 12th and 13th men have gone on.
Yep.
And
Vikram's just come off now.
yeah, I think the medical man's gone up to see him. He's got the magic
He's got the magic spray in his head.
Yeah,
Yes.
he'll be fine in a few minutes.
That's not spray paint. That's magic spray. Vikram will be ready to go on any moment now.
Kritek in the chat wants to see Nepal versus the Czech Republic. I would all like to see that.
Oh, we'd love to see that.
That would be fantastic.
That's a good shout out there from Kritek. Absolutely agree with you.
It's squeezed out to point. It's no run. As the wind's picked up again. So it's going a bit slower here for the Czechs. Still got 8 overs to go. And nice ball outside off stump.
It's an interesting position this because the Czechs they still only need 4 and over, but you've got two of who I would say are probably the most dynamic batsmen currently going in the Czech Republic. I mean, Tank and Beast. They've got nicknames for a reason.
Yeah, they can't really get going at the moment, can they? That's,
Well, this bowling is very disciplined and very full. It's it's very clever bowling. Very good aggressive approach from the bowler.
I remember I mentioned Dingra was probably the poorest of the bowlers this morning, but he's brought it back, and that one's hit over the top, not timed at all from the Tank, but only one run in it.
Yeah.
Good fielding out there.
Yeah, Tank didn't really get much of that at all. It lazily flew over the infielder, but they couldn't scamper through for a second.
Tell you what, they're getting a bit of a sniff here, I think, Luxembourg. But, they're frustrating the batsmen a bit. It'll only just remember just that one boundary and over will get them going. The Czechs. And this one has been dug out as well. Really good bowling from the bowler Dingra.
Yeah, these full deliveries, they're hard to get away, and it's being proved here in case in point. Just continually digging out for a single. I mean, they could dig them out for singles all day and they'll still win, but it still makes it tough going.
Yeah, look, absolutely.
Oh, look at that busy road. 3 buses at once.
This one's down leg side. Good take by the keeper. It's called a wide.
Good work by Hughes there. Very good work.
Yeah, he saved 4 runs. That was nice take. But,
Yeah, sorry about that, Danny. I got distracted. There were 3 buses at the same time passing each other.
you got distracted by buses.
I got distracted by buses.
Ah.
It's in my line of sight.
Oh, that's
Get
massive!
distracted by that.
Well, he's picked that up and he's put that was a 65
Wow.
metre boundary. That's gone about 80. And just picked it up off a good length and smashed it over square leg for 6.
Everybody here who's got a car in the car park went as they suddenly saw a quick drive to the windscreen repairman. That was in danger of taking out one of the cars. That was massive.
That's
That's
what I
what
meant.
he does.
Well, that's what I mentioned is that they're just getting that, just one boundary and over, and then a few singles, a few little things poked out, and then they're well above the run rate. And that's what Luxembourg have not done all day. But what Austria and the Czech Republic have done. Talking about Austria and the Czech Republic, first game tomorrow morning at 10 o'clock is a match between those two teams, and I think it'll be a cracker.
That's a great way to start a Saturday.
Yeah, it is. And
Yeah, it is.
you know, you've got the Czech Republic, who will look like they're going to win this game. Austria, a very good team, looked very comfortable this morning.
They're very solid, weren't they?
So I think it'll be a very interesting game. That's first up tomorrow morning at 10 o'clock, right at this the same YouTube site. again.
I'm not sure what the conditions are forecast for tomorrow morning, but if it's anything like the start of... Oh, okay, I'm being told there could be a little bit of rain about early tomorrow morning, so the toss tomorrow morning will be very important, as we saw this morning for Austria winning that toss. So that'll be a great game. Don't miss that one.
I've just been told it's a different link for each match. Each match or each day?
Each match.
Ah, okay. So, yeah, so it's a different link, but you'll be able to find it on the Czech Cricket, Czech Cricket YouTube. Be able to find the link to the or get into our Facebook as well, for sure.
Follow us on Twitter.
Keanu just mentioned that the Czechs will play against Estonia, France, Norway, and Switzerland in. Is it in Finland? I'm not sure whether in Finland. That should be very interesting. Comes the bowler again. Just dabbed out through the covers by Tomar. It's going towards the boundary. Won't get there. They'll come back for 2 though. They'll look for 3. Oh, well run, I think. They turned early. And very well run there from these 2.
Generous applause from the Czech dugout for a very well run 3.
Yeah, it was nicely timed, and just went about 5 metres from the boundary. Really good running. Gets them closer to that total. They're 94 for 3 at the moment. The Czech Republic. Things going to plan for them. And Sudesh just pokes that out to the deep cover just for a single. You haven't seen the big hitting from Sudesh at the moment. He's 10 from 13, which is normally he's about 40 from 13. So he's playing a responsible innings. Tomar 16 from 14. Again, not taking any risks. Tucked around the corner, there's a man there, fumbles it. Tries to find it, ends up
eventually found it.
Just no runs. I think either side of him would have been 4.
Yeah, I think Tomar connected quite nicely with that one. There's a bit of a weather forecast update there from Joe Foster, our friend in the south. He says it won't be any rain tomorrow, judging by the forecast. It says a little bit of rain, but knowing Vinor, there won't be any, and he's very right about that.
Is it going to be cold and windy there?
Yeah, what's the wind going to be like there, Joe?
And then we're looking for 2. Well run by Tomar. That's a very good understanding between these 2.
Yeah, these guys are looking to bring it home now.
So about 18 to 22 tomorrow, colder on Sunday. 18 to 22 sounds okay to me. I can see the sun from here, and I know it's warm in the sun, but we're in the shade under the tent with this wind, so I'm looking forward to getting out and getting a few rays.
Joe's telling me I need to get my warm gear back out.
Oh, a big swing and a miss from Tomar.
Appreciate the tip there, Joe. I did have the budgie smugglers laid out on the bed to wear tomorrow,
God, no.
and nothing else but nothing else. But, well, you know,
you'd have been commentating on the other side of the field, I reckon, with a megaphone.
No, I'd be sitting here. You'd all be on the other side of the field going, I'm not going near that tent.
Well, Venky wouldn't be sitting next to you either. And he's doing all the production.
Venky's got a strong stomach. He's very comfortable in his surroundings. He'd be okay with me.
Venky, what do you think
do you don't scare easily, do you, Venky, mate?
What do you think of Phil and Budgie Smugglers? No, you wouldn't.
Oh, thank you.
No,
thank
my
you.
God.
He says he'd like to see that.
Goodness gracious.
Oh, man. Thank you for
Anyone
support.
in the chat want to see Phil and his Budgie Smugglers?
Oh, man, this is getting better and better.
Come on. Where's Maya?
I think she's retired.
Is she?
Yeah, from comments just like this. I can imagine Terry's rolling his eyes in the back of his head saying, I cannot believe I left this. He misses us already. And poor old Keanu's
He'll
too far
find some
away.
madness in Estonia or wherever the hell he is.
Oh, that's a whole topic of conversation we can keep for another day. That's tragic.
All right, so it's Dingra to continue. He's been pretty good actually, Dingra, in this innings. Bowled very well, except for the one that he got smashed. This one he might get a wicket here. It's going to be a difficult one. Nicely taken though.
Very well taken.
There, and I think it's Tim.
Tim Barker. Yep.
Finally holds on to one. He's a very good fielder.
Yeah.
But had a bit of a torrid day, both with the bat and the field. That's the end of Riddick Tomar. So it's it'll bring in, well, Sonny comes out, has a bit of a bat.
Sunny
So-
as the sun comes out.
Yeah, I would like to have seen him a little bit earlier, or maybe with the ball. He's only 17, Sonny. He's turning 18 next month, so happy birthday to Sonny.
That would probably make him the youngest Czech player to play an international T20, maybe?
International T20, yeah, for sure. There has been
In the Czech colours?
yeah, there have been Czech players younger than him. In Damien Caseli, and I think also Adam Holub might have played. I think he definitely played in the seconds team, but Damien Caseli definitely played for the Czech Republic when he was 16. But that wasn't a T20I international, or T20I, I guess I should say.
It was
So-
40 over games, wasn't it?
It was 40 over games a few
Yep.
few years ago.
Yep. I remember that.
Played a tournament down in Slovenia. So down leg side, called it wide. He went at it pretty hard though, did Sonny. Actually, it's Sudesh, that's why he went hard at it.
That's where he went hard at, yeah, exactly. Yeah.
So it's 99 for 4.
Okay. Terry there just helping us. Not youngest in the T20, but youngest in the T20I. Thanks, Terry.
Yeah, that's right.
That's what
we
we're
said.
thinking. Yep.
Whoa, almost got a diamond duck there, Sonny. Got his skates on.
Jeez, imagine being run at by the beast in your first match for a diamond duck.
That would have been.
How would you start that conversation? I know how I'd start it, but I probably wouldn't be playing cricket ever again. Here we go then. Our first look at Sonny in Czech colours batting here. For me anyway, my first look at him.
Yeah, Sonny's mum is Czech. He has a Czech passport, but lives in England, in Sussex. That's outside off. So it'll be a new experience for him, and good luck to him. Hopefully,
Yeah, we wish him
Czech-
well.
He's with the Czech team for a number of years. Looks a good prospect. There's a bowler again. Oh, beats him outside off. Welcome to international cricket. So,
There's a bit of that, wasn't it? Yep.
It's-
Welcome to the crease, mate.
tell you what's interesting. You're playing at a high level in England, even though it's a junior level, it's still under 18s, but with some good cricketers. But you're getting unorthodox cricketers playing in these international games. You're getting batsmen who smash you all around the ground, even though you bowl a perfectly good ball, which you don't expect in cricket in different parts.
Yeah.
Oh, it's got his first run as well. It's got through covers.
It's taken an awkward bounce.
A little applause there from the Czech team.
Yeah, he's off the mark now. He's got to feel good about that. Just on that last point, we're talking about the youngest players. Terry's just dropped another name for us, Mick Starry. Might have been a pretty young player when he first played for CZ.
I completely forgot about Mick.
That's a good call.
He's I knew he was pretty young. Mick was learned his cricket in Australia playing at school because his dad was an ambassador or something in Sydney. But played all his senior cricket in the Czech Republic. Just got a love for it in Australia, and was a very good player for the Czech Republic for quite a while.
He
Wicketkeeper
was.
batsman,
He
opening
was.
batsman, left hand. So
Yeah.
good guy also
Yeah,
Mick.
hell of a nice guy. Absolutely. 15 overs gone, 101 for 4. Another 13 runs, and this match is all done.
The other thing with Mick is sometimes if you get a few too many drinks into Mick, he becomes Mickleback.
Does he?
He does become Mickleback.
Oh no.
Mickleback's a bit of a nightmare. But he's a good guy, Mick.
Can you treat him the same way you treat Nickelback, or should you just switch it off? Or do you have
Sometimes
to
you
put it
sometimes
in
you
a
wish
river?
you really wish you could.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, no, he gets a bit lippy and a bit feisty, but mostly in a good way. Sometimes.
That's obviously the Australian influence right there.
Could be. Could be. He used to play in a punk band as well. He's a drummer in a punk band.
You know
Mick
what? I
Starry.
would have picked him as a drummer. I would have. The sort of guy who could kick over a drum kit and still get a round of applause from anyone.
bowler again. It's hit straight back to the bowler, and that's out. Well, another wicket goes down, and
Sonny's on his way.
Sonny Clefane, he's gone. That brings out Sajib Bhuyan. Still some really good batting left in the Czech lineup. Sajib is a pretty accomplished batsman. Made his debut in Malta as well, along with Riddick Tomar. Good all-rounder.
As Sonny walked off, he was looking at the bottom of his bat, or he was talking to it. I couldn't tell which. And I thought, okay, well, that was just not a good stroke.
Yeah.
But that's his introduction to international cricket,
And he's average.
and it's his average.
1. But I'm sure that'll increase. And I'm looking forward to seeing him bowl, actually. Hopefully that'll happen tomorrow. We'll see.
Mathematically, it could decrease, but then that would hold another story for us, I think, if that was decreasing. And still play.
Hopefully it doesn't decrease.
Hopefully not.
But
We're hoping onwards and upwards for the young man, and we hope to see him get a bowler on the weekend too.
All right, so here is bowler again. He's bowling to Bhuyan. Another wicket here, make it interesting. Still need another 12 to win. But these are the type of chases I don't particularly love. Where, I mean, there's still 5 overs left, 4.5 overs left, but they're leaving it a little bit late. And I'd like to see them done it just a bit sooner here, the Czechs. But the conditions haven't been ideal for cricket. For batting at least. It's just been
a bit tough.
That wind has been a bit of a distraction. The pitch is a little bit up and down, even though it's usually pretty good. A couple have kicked.
Yeah, actually, in the innings break, I was talking to Riddick Tomar, and he bowled from this end, bowling into the wind, and he said it was really difficult, very tough work.
Oh, it could be just over the fielder.
Literally through the fingertips.
And that'll be 4 runs. Yeah, look, I never minded bowling into a wind because I bowl outswing, and so to me you just get more swing. So, but it was a very stiff breeze, and it's kind of like it's really hard to get your rhythm right.
Yeah.
But then when you've got a stiff breeze behind you as well, it's also difficult because even though you feel like you're flying in a way, you sort of, your rhythm just goes a bit off.
It does disrupt you. It does. Yeah, you're right. That's 16 overs gone, 105 for 5. Still another 8 runs left on the table to be collected by the Czechs before they can claim a victory. So still just a little bit of work to do, but we're almost there.
Yeah, look, Keanu Nolan's made a good point about Pakai Care down in the ECL.
Oh yeah, yep.
They're winning the ECL, and there were more orthodox countries like Guernsey, Scotland, struggling. So yeah, good point there. It is a very different game, and this is T20, not T10. But the T10 does really change your perspective on things. When you're we saw England getting beaten by Italy when we were down there, Phil, and then I think they almost lost to Belgium as well.
That's right, Belgium gave them a real run.
Yeah, they did win the tournament, but there were lots of scares, and it took them a while to get into the idea of what T10 was. But this is T20; it's a different story. It's a pretty gripping game here at the moment. This one's hit down the ground, and lovely shot. That's 4 runs.
Yeah, lovely shot.
Just over pitched a bit, and nice shot there by Bhuyan. So yeah, it's a little bit different. It's a little more unorthodox, but sometimes that works for you. In these type of formats. So they need another 7 runs to go. Plenty of balls left. 7 runs in 23. This one is absolutely smashed by Bhuyan for 6. Well, that's a lovely shot. Just dropped a little bit too short, and the scores are level. Was that it?
I think scoreboard was
the scoreboard's a little bit behind, so that is the game.
That is the match.
Well, good way to finish there for Bhuyan, 4 and 6, and
It's like he came out and said, "Come on, guys, let me show you how it's done." Bosh, bosh.
So
Thank
pretty,
you.
pretty good effort there from the Czech team in quite difficult conditions.
Yeah.
And Luxembourg not at the races today, just not scoring enough runs to be competitive with two very good sides in Austria and the Czech Republic. They'll come back tomorrow in the afternoon. Well, Luxembourg. They'll be playing. I think they're playing Austria again tomorrow afternoon. Czechs got 2 games on the Sunday.
That's correct. Yes. Austria's got 2 games tomorrow.
So what do you make of the game? So Phil, with this one.
This one, well, this one didn't go according to script that we imagined it would, but ultimately the storyline was there. The Czechs chased it down. They chased it with almost 4 overs to spare. We felt that they were going to do that. We felt that the Luxembourg total was a bit shy, maybe 20 runs shy, maybe a bit more, but it was a good chase. A few unusual wickets that were taken. I'm a bit surprised there. I hope Vikram's okay. He went down with a shoulder injury. Let's hope he's good. He's going to come back tomorrow. And Luxembourg, this is like what happened to their tournament last year. They started off with 2 losses on the first day, and they came back and had 2 wins. And they were thereabouts in contention. So, they'll be having a chat tonight about that. And they're a quality side, and we know they'll bounce back tomorrow. They'll be dangerous tomorrow.
Yeah, I think it will. I think they'll. There's a lot more to come from them. I see Vikram is still holding his shoulder. If he puts ice on it tonight, hopefully it'll be better for tomorrow because he's an important player for them.
Very much so.
Yeah, Luxembourg, it wasn't quite their day. But let's have a look at the bowling figures. William Cope bowled very, very well. Took 1 for 17. Giresh 22 off his 2. Shivkaran Gill bowled okay. 10 and 2 wickets for Pankaj Malav, 25 for 2 wickets. Also a wicket for Vikram before he had to go off, bowled very well. And Dinger also a wicket, so 5 wickets down, the Czech Republic. And pretty much job done, I think, for the Czechs for today. They knew it could have been a tricky game, but they kept the score down to a very achievable target, and did well chasing it. Did lose a couple of wickets and slowed down a little bit. Wasn't quite as fluid as what maybe you'd imagine, but those boundaries just kept on coming.
Yeah. Very good win for the Czech Republic. They'll feel good about that. Here's a tough one. Who's your pick for the man of the match in this one? Who did you like?
I think Sajib at the end. He took 3 wickets, hit 10 runs off almost nothing.